yours, baby.
I wonder how pissed off Neil is that I had Darcy Hordichuk on late. I told him they should have done the interview tomorrow, Neil. I'm sorry, you know.
No, you shouldn't have done the interview at all. Who the hell cares about Darcy freaking Hordichuk? Huh?
About as much as people care about your surly ass up in Toronto. How's that sound?
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about your Canada living ass.
You'll learn just like you learned about the front-running phony fans.
Okay, there's Sergeant Sedgwick.
$2,500 to get a Marlin ticket that we couldn't give away about 3 months ago.
Okay, there's 74 cents.
And you'll see how many people are going to be at those Panther games this season.
Okay, sir.
You know how many people are going to be at the average game?
About 30, man. Yeah, I love those 30, dude. They give me gas.
Darcy freaking Hordichuk. Don't be starting with that gas again.
Hey, play the 78 Game 4 final. Turn that on.
No, what about the 78th Game 4?
Yeah, it was great with Guy Lafleur off the tip to Brad Park. I love that.
Well, this isn't that game.
I grew up next to Brad Park.
They're in the middle of a break. No, I was going to play something better for you until that comes on again.
I mean, give me something. Here we go. It's Rocktober, baby. Pop, pop. This is for Greg Reed.
Oh, there's Jerry Cheevers all bloodied up. What happened to Jerry?
Sadly, you don't want to let the team down. You don't want to put your partner in a bad position, but...
Jerry Cheevers played for about 100 years for the Rochester Amherst. Did you know that?
I didn't even know Rochester was still a city.
And Bronco Horvath and Vic Stasiuk and all those goyim.
There, he played three.
And Don Cherry played for the Rochester Amherst.
All right, what do you got going there? Turn that back on.
So he goes back to his spot at the end of the Boston bench. And Jerry Cheevers hangs tough in the Bruin net.
That's my close friend Dick Irvin Jr., who's a big fan of mine, by the way.
Dick Irvin played a great play.
There's my other good buddy, Don Cherry, as long as we're dropping names.
I love the grapes.
What are you babbling about?
I love grapes.
Yeah. Good guy.
He's the best.
His act is old and stale, but he's a good guy.
Some people think that I acted like him when I was doing the Thrashers, and I never knew that I was a crusty old fart, but I think he's a legend. And
no,
you know
what?
You're a
crusty young fart, but you'll be a crusty old fart someday.
I know.
Don't say he said fart. You hear that, George?
Greg.
Greg. Get Greg in there.
Get Greg on the phone.
Get Norma Kent on the phone. Yeah.
Yeah, you had some nice things to say about Normie yesterday.
Screw her. Oh, I almost said the F word right there. I almost slipped.
All right, now he's just a pot-smoking lawyer.
I told George this morning, I'm going to start releasing some information about Norma over the air because I'm so pissed off.
How ugly is Norma?
Bitch he is. Let me tell you something.
Does he get good weed?
When he was a child, before he decided to become an attorney, he wanted to be an interior defecator.
Oh. My landlord does that.
Yeah.
Oh. Like I got this house, this huge house I told you about.
Is that the beast there making groaning sounds in the back?
No, his name's The Feast.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still here.
The Beast is still there, huh?
The reason why he's here is because he won a bet that the Red Sox would make the ALCS.
Yeah, they're going to get their ass pounded.
He gets his job for another week.
I'm rooting for him real hard, but they're going to get their ass kicked.
Red
Sox suck.
Oh, do you think? What do you think the Marlins are going to do?
I think the Marlins will win it.
Do you?
Well, they suck on the road generally, but if they can win one of the first two, then they're in.
You know how bad the Marlins fans are? They're so cheesy. 120,000 show up that tonight. What time is the game on? At
7:45.
At 8:20 first pitch. If I told people right now,
wait a minute. The game is at 8:20.
Yeah, we have an extra long pregame at 7.
Oh my God, 8:20.
Now listen, Neil.
The little kids can't watch baseball again.
This is how bad the Marlin fans are. I believe fully that 45,000 will show up at the pro shop tonight, thinking the game's at home. That's how bad they are. They're so
come on
dumb.
out to PP Park tonight, folks. In fact, that's what we should have been doing. We blew it. We should have given away tickets for tonight's home game.
Yeah. Hey, I got 500 seats for tonight's game at Pro Player. Game starts at 8:20, and everybody, come on out. We'll have a tailgate party with Len Casper at Gate G.
And everybody gets a keg of beer and gets laid too.
And we'll also have free nude photos of Dan LeBastard.
It was the Beast who wanted to be an interior defecator. I'll have to ask clearance.
We'll also have the Beast there surfing naked as Corky Carroll.
There's an article in the Palm Beach Post today. It says you can get a seat behind home plate at Pro Player for $2,500 and a seat in the outfield reserve for $125. These are the same seats that we couldn't give away. That people were bringing us the tickets to try to give money from us for them.
Oh, look at this! I just got a gala invitation from the Marlins.
Invitation?
Yeah, Thursday, October 9th at the Parrot Jungle Island. In Miami at 7 to 11, there's a big, huge party. It says Tropic Casual. I actually thought it said Topless Casual,
Don't
which
go.
would make it a great party.
It's a hit. Don't go.
It's a
I heard
hit.
Greg is behind it.
Oh, Greg Reed.
Did you hear Greg yesterday in there? Oh, that's right. It wasn't on the air. It was off the air. He was in there. Oh, what's Norma's number? Blah, blah, all this other bull crap. He's a pussy, man. Just an emotional cripple.
You know, yesterday I had a long talk with him, and I think...
Did you really?
Yeah, I find
How
him...
long, about 30 seconds?
Actually, it was more like 5 or 6 minutes.
That is a long talk with Greg. In fact, in the first 2 minutes, he exhausted his entire vocabulary.
Yeah, there's quite the lawsuits coming in my name, and a lot of pressure for Greg these days.
Really?
He told me he fends off negative phone calls 500 deep a week, and I said, really, that's your problem.
Yeah, he didn't know that was going to happen. You know what?
He talks to me like he's got...
saying that they were surprised that Rush made those racist comments. Same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing as hiring me. He hires me, and what does he expect, Christian radio?
Yeah, let's start that tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow...
Well, born again!
No, tomorrow we're going to start with the Book of Matthew. We'll get that in on Wednesday. Yeah,
it'll be a hell of a lot more interesting than Darcy Hordichuk, I'll tell you that.
Oh, next week we'll do the Old Testament, and then we're going to talk about gay Catholic priests that molest little boys next week.
Yeah, and you can have Ezekiel on. He's playing center for the Raiders.
Special guest, Norma Kent, and how to buy really good reefer and give a Hummer at the same time.
He knows how to do it, man.
Hey, and give out your phone number to people you don't want calling you.
He's got the magic lips. What an asshole. Norma Kent, you are the world's #1 asshole.
See, I'm loyal. Ma'am. I'm loyal to you. I even turn against your enemies. Mo, Norma, anyone else that gets in my way, too, including that diaper-wearing femme that sues the station all the time.
Yeah, but you don't suck my ass as hard as you suck Darcy Hordichuk. That was embarrassing.
Do you know your butt? I suck his ass. I told him I'd beat his ass, not suck his ass.
See, my good buddy when he was on the team was Ray Whitney. At least he looks good,
I know. When they traded him, you turned on them like a sieve.
You should have seen Ray's wife. Did you ever meet Ray Whitney's wife?
No, but I heard she wears a girdle.
Man, is she hot. No, she doesn't. No, that's Darcy that wears a girdle.
Hey, if
you'd had Darcy Tucker on here, it might have been pretty interesting.
Did you see that
from a real team?
Did you see Sting, the ex-police frontman, says he sees dead people now every day walking around?
Well, that's his best name of the game.
We're doing this now all the time.
Bobby Schmutz. Keep going, sir.
Johnny Schmutz, remember him? Was it Bobby Schmutz?
Phil Collins.
Bobby Shantz with the Yankees.
Phil Collins says he's in touch with his late father who died. So Sting and Phil Collins are speaking with dead people.
Sting's going to be on with John Edward this afternoon.
Yeah, I love that guy. He's always talking
hearing dead people farting.
Have you ever seen that?
That's gratuitous again.
That guy's so funny. He's like, Sam, Cindy, Stephen, Sharif, Omar Sharif, starts with an S.
I got a good idea. Why don't we just do this till 2 o'clock today? Sounds good to me. It'd be a lot more interesting than having Darcy freaking Hordichuk on.
He'll beat your ass.
You're supposed to be a great lead-in, and you have been up until this morning, and then you try to sandbag me by putting some lame-ass hockey player on that nobody ever heard of.
I'll go eat a Klondike
You'll see how it works out, man. You start talking hockey, you might as well be talking to the beast ass.
Oh, here we go. That's what you told me about the Marlins, you old fart.
Whistling by the graveyard, and I was right, wasn't I?
I got to go talk to Gray Reed, and then I'm going to go talk to dead people.
And go serve a screw in while you're at it.
I might see her today on her desk. Why not?
Yeah.
She's looking as hoary as ever.
Well, you know who she really misses bad?
Yeah, Roy's big hog. Roy had a 10-pounder, baby.
Say goodbye, Scott.
Nothing like a largemouth bass in your box, Louis.
Arrivederci, Scott.
Marlins? Who the hell are the Marlins?
Here comes a politician, no hair and a real big gut. After the Terminator, but can he kick his butt? In California he knows he's creating quite a buzz. Even though he's Latino, speaks more English than Arnold does. He's not so good at acting and he doesn't lift big weights, but he sure knows all the issues in that California state.
Hello.
Just wait until the debates. Polls are coming out. The voting for Bustamante. You might think about voting for Bustamante.
No.
Just look at the crowd voting for Bustamante. Voting for Bustamante. Voting for Bustamante.
WQM, hello.
I want to see the Neil.
Speaking.
Neil.
Yeah.
Put away.
Well, no, see, you knew we were short on time, that we ran way over with that, Scott, with that bogus interview with Darcy freaking Hordachuk. I mean, don't take it personal, Darcy, unless you want to, but nobody has any idea who you are. So we got to do a break now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do a break. What do you say?
Sure.
Why the hell not? Well, we got the election. The voting is underway. The polls are open in California. You do know that, don't you?
Ha ha.
Polls open at 7 this morning till 8 p.m. tonight, which is 11 o'clock our time. And it's going to be, they got 2.2 million absentee ballots, a million of which are going to be counted after the election is over.
How long after?
Well, until they get it fixed the way they want it.
I see.
10:13 at 560 WQM. Happy Tuesday to him. Marlins kick some Cubby ass tonight. I'm convinced of it in Chicago at Wrigley Field. Aren't they going to win? We don't know. It's going to be tough. Going to be tough. And the Red Sox and the Yankees. George, I know, is hanging right on this to see who's going to be in the World Get Serious.
Oh, I'm hanging all right.
Speaking of getting serious, if you really want a great new mattress and the best deal going in the world, you got to call Dollar Mattress. You're not going to waste your time and money going to those bedding and furniture stores unless you're a jerk, because they rip you off all the time. Dollar Mattress gives you the lowest prices, the best names in the business every day, 365 days a year. For discount prices on the top names like Sealy, Serta, Tempur-Pedic, Simmons, King Coil, Stearns & Bananas, Foster, Hewitt. All you have to do is make the one easy call, 1-800-MATTRESS. No nonsense, no bait and switch, no house brands, no false promises, and best of all, you don't have to pay no premium for the best service going anywheres. And we'll talk about service. They are absolutely unbeatable. When you call Dollar Mattress, you pick the day and time for delivery, you pick the 2-hour window, and they'll hop right through it, just like jumping hoops, because that's the way they kind of give you service. Like noon to 2, 1 to 3, etc., anytime, 8 a.m. till 10 p.m., 7 days a week. I've been sleeping on a mattress from Dollar Mattress for a very long time, and the back is the only good part of my body. With low prices, same-day delivery, free setup and removal, it's easy to see why any smart person out there knows that Dollar Mattress is ranked the best in the world in customer satisfaction. So don't get sucked in by those phony mattress showroom or furniture store sales. They're not even in the same ballpark with Dollar Mattress. Pick up that phone right now, make the call. You'll be sleeping in serious comfort with a big smile on your puss as soon as tonight. 1-800-MATTRESS, 1-800-MATTRES, or online, it's mattress.com.
We're Sports Radio 560, QAM.
The Cubs suck.
I hear on TV, every other word is an obscenity. It used to be that cable was a whole lot worse, but now the networks let their actors curse. There's no end in sight of this insanity. All the dialogue contains profanity. Swearing like a sailor on a 3-day pass. Words a whole lot worse than ass.
Rectum.
F-bomb, F-bomb, how long will it be before they drop the F-bomb on network TV?
Oh.
F-bomb, F-bomb, there's no telling when they'll drop one on the UPN.
All right. Can't wait. Maybe on Smallville they'll drop it, you think?
Let's hope.
Eat your heart out, Tom Jones. Oh, what are you eating? You're eating something.
Chili dog. Chili
Either
cheese
that
dog.
or clearance just came in again. 1,175 votes on yesterday's poll. Now, why do you have all of that falderall there on line 9 when we know exactly who it is, Scott? Are you, becoming retarded, or do you have a head start?
What do you mean becoming retarded?
Here's our mystery chronic caller on line 9, WQAM. Happy
Norma,
Tuesday.
Don't fire me, please. Don't fire me, Neil. This is Norma Kent, goddammit.
It was what?
I didn't hear a word.
Did you hear what he just said?
He said he was Norma Kent.
Oh, Norma. Mm-hmm. Squeeze this, Norma. Okay, you jackass, you idiot. And quit giving out my phone number, you jackass, you simpleton, okay? I think he is interior defecating is what he's doing. Idiot. No, seriously, the bad weed and just being retarded to begin with, that'll get you every time. He's a great broadcaster, though. You know what I mean? Almost as good as our good friend. Who's the dumbest of them all? You know, he should have been on the poll, this one, yesterday. We left him off. George W. Bush, 343 votes. The American public, 341. They almost caught him. They're right closing in on his ass. Mike Tyson, 171. Mike Tyson. Anna Nicole Smith, 88. Jessica Simpson did very, very well, 65. And after that, it was Nolo Contendere, all small potatoes. So evidently, those are the 5 dumbest people we could come up with. Next to, and of course, Jose Canseco, 25. Greg Reed tied with Dan Quayle, 24.
think if we reload it one more time. Nah. Damn it.
What do you mean?
The American public.
Oh, the American public passed W?
Not
well,
yet.
I print this thing out so that I can have it right here. No, it's 342 to 343. There's still one behind.
I'm going to keep hitting it.
Keep hitting it. Arnold Schwarzenegger only had 22 votes as the dumbest of them all, which indicates to me that even this usually a little bit more astute audience.
Hello, this is Arnold.
Ain't onto him. It really is scary.
Yeah.
It is absolutely, positively scary. And that's why I really believe that's why they're coming out with all this stuff right at the last minute, because they're desperate now that they realize that he actually is going to win.
I don't think they took it seriously in the beginning.
No, they thought nobody in their right mind could possibly vote for him. Like the broad on City Pulse this morning, she's doing the California election story, and she says, Arnold Schwarzenegger is in the lead, and she looked at the camera and said, based on what? Based on what? Because he's the Terminator. That must be it. Hasta la vista, Gray Davis. Did you hear any of the speeches that he makes? I mean, he just talks in these ridiculous platitudes.
Sure.
Oh, and by the way, I almost need a drum roll for this. I have the story of the century, of all the great stories that I've read on this show, which I don't like too much reading because it's ponderous, you know?
Yeah.
It's by Bob. I'm not going to do it right now anyway. Bob Petrakis and Harvey Wasserman from the Columbus, Ohio Free Press. And it's called Sieg Heil, the Bush-Rove-Schwarzenegger Nazi Nexus and the Destabilization of California. You're going to love this. You're going to be squeezing your kneecaps. You're going to be so excited about it. Anyway, getting back, Arnold had only 22, the dumbest of them all. Darryl Strawberry had 15. Bobby Brown, 14. Out of sight, out of mind. I mean, you know, he's in the slammer so much, who the hell ever even sees Bobby Brown, right?
Right.
Whitney. Even she don't see him.
Hey there, people, I'm Bobby Brown.
Joe Carroyo had 12. He had a dozen. He's one of the dirty dozen. Marion Barry had the same as Sly Stallone. Ever see them together?
No.
Same person. Marion Barry and Sly Stallone had 9 apiece. Hey, Marion, what's up? Your nose. Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, and Tommy Cheesehead Thompson had 4 apiece, and Gerald Ford in last place had 3. I guess they figured it would be disrespectful if they had too many votes for a former U.S. president. The current one we all know, that's why he's in the lead. Gerald Ford, who of course used to fall down a lot and couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time. So almost 1,200 votes on there was pretty successful. We got 2 polls for you today. The polls are open in California. Let's go out there and vote. What do you say?
All right.
Let's send in a few absentee ballots just to make sure. Here's the poll number 1. What's your take on today's California recall election? Arnold is in. Bustamante will win. Oh, yeah. The recall vote will not pass. The recall will not pass, or who gives a Schmidt? Because after all, we are in Florida, not in California. And so as a result of that, there may be a lot of people that figure, who gives a crap? So those are the 4 choices. I don't think there's any other possibilities, are there?
No.
That I left out?
Aliens will invade.
Alien will invade California. Better them than us. Nah, we had a good time with Alien. Plus, the abuela's got a chance to check his penis every few hours. See if it was still there. What's your take on today's California recall election? Arnold is in. Bustamante will win. The recall will not pass. And who gives a Schmidt? I think just 4 choices is all we needed on that one. Oh, look at that. It's up there already. This Eric, man, he is smoking it.
Something.
Smoking the good stuff. I'm saying Arnold is in. I think
that's what I already voted, yeah.
Did you? It's done. Ba done.
Tragic.
Like somebody would say, like Mickey would say, ba done.
And they ought to care, but they don't.
Oh, look at that. Arnold is in 6, and who gives a Schmidt 6, and Bustamante will win 1, and the recall will not pass nobody out of the first 13 quick votes. But 2 of those are ours.
That's actually possible, though.
By the way, got some bad news for you. Well, I mean, that's just bad news. Wally George died.
He died?
Yeah.
Who?
Exactly. Now, what was the quarterback, George?
Jeff George.
Jeff George, that's it. See, out of sight, out of mind, because he sucked, man. He was with the Colts and everybody else in the league. He's not around anymore, is he, I hope?
I don't know, somebody will
Why
pick him
couldn't it
up.
have been Jeff George that died instead of Wally George? Although Wally George was a right-winger, so I guess we can't be too upset.
He died?
Conservative talk show host Wally George, who sparred with liberal guests for 2 decades on Hot Seat, has died. He was 71. Pretty young, George.
No, not really.
George, the father of actress Rebecca De Mornay. See, you didn't even know that, neither did I.
No,
until the
not
story
until you
came out
told
from
me.
the Mercury News in San Jose. He died of pneumonia Sunday at the Fountain Valley Regional Hospital and Medical Center in California. He'd been in the hospital for 3 months due to complications from cancer. George's combative TV show, broadcast on KDOC TV in Anaheim, rose to popularity in the 80s. He called his approach combat TV, and he was known for interrupting guests by shouting insults at them.
Asshole!
They say that I'm a lunatic, that I'm a maniac, he told the newspaper, but why do you have to smile at your guests and be nice and let them say what they want to say? See, I like that. Why do you have to suck your guest's ass? Pharrell, why do you have to suck, what's his name, Darcy Hordichuk's ass? Born George Walter Perch in Oakland to a former vaudeville actress and the owner of a shipping company, George moved to Hollywood with his mother at age 14, became a disc jockey with Kiev in Glendale. He hosted the Wally George Show, yada yada. KDOC has been airing reruns of the show since George underwent surgery in June to remove a bone near his spine that had disintegrated due to cancer. He was the father of Rebecca De Mornay, who was in that great movie, The Hand That Bakes Your Canadles. Remember that?
Sure.
I love that movie. She was really good in that. She was excellent. She looks just like Hillary, you know it?
No.
Yes, she does. You don't think there's a striking similarity between Hillary Clinton and Rebecca De Mornay?
Well,
same person.
We'll have them both take their clothes off. And then
No, seriously, you watch that movie again, The Hand That Bakes Your Canadle, and you'll see. I'm telling you right now.
I'll be right back.
She looks a lot like Hillary. You're allowing your anti-Hillary prejudice, which I share, you're allowing that to taint your taint.
No, I think Hillary, when she was younger, I saw some of those younger pictures of her, and she was doable.
I never said that she looked good. I said she looks a lot like Hillary. I don't think Rebecca De Mornay is hot. You think she's hot?
She was. Ooh, jinx.
All right. Oh, man. Is this going to be a day or what? 10 in California. It's 7:27 in the morning, and they're voting now. They're sending all kinds of bogus ballots. They're jamming it in. And by the way, Arnold molested me last week. Arnold molested everybody. Is there anybody in America who hasn't been molested by Arnold?
No.
No, anything we can just to avoid the insane. It's unbelievable. By the way, if your paycheck is unbelievable because it's teeny and tiny, kind of like my penis, here's the answer for you. If you'd like a big, fat paycheck every payday, here's the way to do it. Get yourself some training and get yourself a great computer job from our friends at Fast Train. Call them today. You got nothing to lose but that crappy job and your lousy paycheck. Call 1-866-FAST-TRAIN because these folks can have you trained and certifiable before year's end. The demand for computer professionals is gigantic. It's humongous, so there's no better time than right now to get yourself that new high-paying job that you've been dreaming about. Fast Train offers job placement assistance, convenient day, evening, and weekend schedules, and force outload locations as well. And Fast Train even offers financial assistance for people who qualify. So call today, Fast Train, and be sure to mention Todd Dreck's name. When you call, they'll be on the floor in no time at all. See, I wasn't prepared for that. My fault, my bad. They'll be on the floor in no time at all. I'll just keep finding different ways to work that in. 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. Get out of your dead-end job and get yourself a life. Check them out on the web at fasttrain.com and then call toll-free 1-866-FAST-TRAIN.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yourself. Bill Clinton was exposed as an adulterer. One of his goals may have been to humiliate me publicly, but now it was my turn to show him what I had discovered. On that auspicious day, lunch was served on the grounds under an enormous white canvas tent. One of my challenges that afternoon was Fidel Castro. There was a mischievous gleam in his eye. Then he said something that left me in awe. Hillary, I have a picture of you in my office. Delicious. Almost immediately, we crashed into bed. It was wonderful to lose myself in sheer physical sensation. A few days later, Stevie Wonder called and asked if he could come over to see me at the White House. I answered, yes, you must come to see me. That night, I was ushered upstairs and told to put on a wig and hoop skirt, and he periodically broke into giggles for no apparent reason. I'm not all that athletic anymore, but the next thing I knew, I was swinging back and forth, squealing. When Stevie finished, I felt numb. Another surprise soon followed. Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Mick Jagger. Bill didn't mind. After all, shit happens.
10:33 at 560 WQAM. Boy,
those are the best.
Yeah, she's got bugs up the ass, I guess, Hillary. Or is it Beatles? Anyway, 59 votes already on the poll. What's your take on today's California recall election? Who gives a Schmidt? 27. See, I gave them the right choices because I know our crowd. They're Marlin intensive right now. Yeah. Arnold is in 20. The recall will not pass 10, and Bustamante will win only 2 out of 59 votes. Not looking good for old Cruz. You know who'd do a lot better? Freddie Cruz. Might have been done. And I'll tell you who would do even better than Freddie Cruz.
Esa negrita que va caminando, esa negrita tiene su tumbao, y cuando la gente la va mirando, ella baila de lado, bien apretado, apretado, apretado. La negra tiene tumbao, azúcar, azúcar.
She'd be sweet, but she's dead.
She's going to be a write-in.
In fact, yeah, she'd probably get more votes than Cruz Bustamante because nobody's got any idea who that fat beaner is anyway. So that's the result on the poll so far. A lot of indifference, which it figures. Here's a very amusing fact you just sent. Please do not read on the air. Well, I won't read your whole name, Andrea. I won't read your last name. Neil Rogers. A couple of weeks ago, I heard you talking about looking for someone to sit with your mother. I was wondering if you found anyone for it. I'm a certified home health aide and be interested in the position mentioned. If you're still looking, you can give me a call at 954 yada yada yada, and I can furnish you with more information. Thank you. Signed Andrea with a actual name on here. Is that amusing or what?
I'm looking for the surliest Jamaican woman
Somebody
I can
to
find.
sit with my mother. Oh, brother, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. My mother's doing just fine, Andrea. Okay, I think maybe you ought to get your ears, that waxy buildup, cleaned out. Darcy Hordichuk. Oh, my God. No, what is he doing? Is this like sabotage now? Is he trying to get even with Greg Reed and like sandbag us all? Or what's that all about? Last thing we need is hockey on this station.
It's in the penalty box. Lemire leads a 3-man rush.
That's all we need, man. Hockey. That's the end of this show and this station. Survey shows Fox led in misleading the public. What a surprise, huh? Oh, what happened to all those other people that were on there? I don't really care about them because I got a whole lot of stuff. Good. But we better do Pompano. Hello. Pompano. Hola.
Uh-huh.
Long gone. The
Great
sound
call.
of silence. It was probably the best call we've had so far. Here's Fort Lauderdale, the retired guy. Hello. Yes, sir.
Arnold's gonna win.
Yeah.
And you're a fag. Big one.
Yeah.
You know that.
Big one? No, it's a small one.
How you like that one, huh?
How do you like that one? That was pretty good. How do you like that one?
Wow. Oh, I give it about a 2 on a scale of 45 billion. How do you like that, asshole? God.
How do you like that one?
I guess he sure got me, didn't he?
Yeah,
oh, boy.
Burn.
I'm gagging on it. I'm choking up so bad. Fox News Channel, like the White House, got a ratings boost from in the aftermath of 9/11. The tactics were remarkably similar. Network executives gauged the nation's anger and panic and recognized war in Iraq as a rallying point, provided they gave viewers the sort of firm leadership unsullied by second-guessing. It was a smart call. This is from the Seattle Times. Once war arrived, of course, Fox wasn't alone in the media campaign to win audience hearts. Other cable channels and networks made self-promotional hay from dashing correspondents, surrendering Iraqi soldiers, and masterful bombardment set to music. What great TV we got. Too bad a lot of us were knuckleheads about the facts. A just-released report by the University of Maryland's Program on International Policy, PIPA, finds a majority of respondents have misperceptions about the war. No. The results show that 48% incorrectly believe that the evidence of links between Al-Qaeda and Iraq have been found, 22% that weapons of mass destruction have been found in Iraq, and 25% that world opinion favored the U.S. going to war with Iraq. A walloping 60% overall held one or more of these misperceptions. You know her?
Yes.
How did we get to be such dopes? PIPA quizzed respondents on their main sources of news information. Their findings are at right. As you'll note, and I got the findings right here, at my right, on the far right. As you'll note, Fox's audience scored the lowest. That's fodder for arguing the only place its fair and balanced motto really belongs is on the cover of a satirical bestseller. The more closely you followed Fox, the more misperceptions you had, said Clay Ramsey, PIPA research director. No other news outlet came anywhere near that. He said that in a separate examination of viewers citing Fox as their primary source, 45% held all three misperceptions. While the findings for Fox may not be a surprise, second among ill-informed viewers is CBS, long considered a bastion of anti-war liberalism by subscribers to websites like ratherbiased.com. Apparently, benightedness cuts across ideological lines, and no network or cable channel can claim its viewers are well-informed about the war's most critical issues. We're like one nation under duh. Well, ain't he the president? Duh.
Duh, but yeah.
I like that. One nation under duh. This is from the Seattle Times. It's on our website. No, it's not on our website. Is it?
Huh?
Yeah, it is. I think it's on there. 80% had one or more of the Fox viewers had one or more of these misperceptions of those three categories about the war. 80%. Only 20% had none. CBS, 70% had one or more. ABC, 61%. NBC, 55%. CNN, 55%. The print media, 47%. And NPR or PBS had only 23% shared these misperceptions and had no clue what the hell was all about or where these places are on the map. In other words, what this article is trying to say is the American public is dumb. Not smart, like us, but dumb. Sieg Heil. Oh, wait till I get to read this article, okay?
Can't wait. Do it now.
Send a bulletin around. Send a memo. And speaking of sending a memo around, I'm sure that you must have a pile of checks on the desk there from our sales department, everybody else in the building for abandoned pet rescue to get us over. I have no idea what we've got because he just left me in the lurch now. I know we got an appearance, I think, on Thursday, which no sense in talking about that today. What?
Ain't seen him today.
No, he's too busy sucking around for my goddamn Marlins-Cubs tickets.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Tonight on Action News, Bill Clinton campaigns for Governor Gray Davis.
It's California I'm worried about. I don't want you to become a laughingstock, a carnival. I ask you to embrace new ideas. This is big, so incomprehensibly large, and we ought to do it. And we ought to do it together. More than 100,000 positions all across America.
On tonight's Action News.
Indeed, I did have a relationship with 1 million Americans, including even my wife. All right.
10:43 at 560 WQM. 99 votes on the poll. What's your take on today's California election? Of course, we have a very socially conscious audience. And who gives a Schmitz leading hands down 47. Nobody cares. Even though it's about Arnold. Arnold is in 32. The recall will not pass 17. And poor Cruz Bustamante. Bustamante will win. Has only got 3 votes out of 99. Not looking too good for a poor Celia Cruz Bustamante. Damn it. Guess who's not going to be elected president? Bobby Graham. Poor Florida Senator Bobby Graham ended his bid for the presidency after struggling to gain momentum or raise cash in the crowded Democratic field while leaving open the possibility of another Senate campaign or even a vice presidential run if asked. He said if he's asked, he'll have the runs. Graham, who said his candidacy failed because he got in the race behind several of his rivals and had a hard time raising money, became the first Democrat to drop out. I felt the best prepared and most able Democratic candidate to be elected president, he said in a statement Monday night. I've concluded this is not to be. A combination of factors has convinced me reluctantly that my dreams for the presidency are not attainable. Graham, 66, one of the most popular politicians in Florida, but he attracted only single-digit support in national presidential polls and couldn't reach his goal of raising $15 or $20 million to fund his candidacy. If we would have just pitched in, he might still be in the running. You know what? But I doubt it, because nobody... His departure could benefit other candidates, such as Senator Drew Lieberman of Connecticut, who hope to get a fundraising boost from Jewish donors in Florida who are committed to their home state senator, who are really from and where their pace and sits all over the place. Within an hour of Graham's announcement, long-shot peace candidate Dennis Kucinich urged Graham's anti-war supporters to join his campaign. Graham said he's not decided whether he would run for re-election to a Senate seat, yada, yada, yada. He said on Larry King Live last night. So Bobby Graham's out, damn it. Well, I mean, might as well, right?
Right.
What's the point? He's just spinning his veal.
We want Howie anyway.
We want Howie Dean. I saw him on yesterday. Where the hell were they interviewing on him? Somewhere on CNN, I guess.
I don't know.
Or maybe it was on MSNBC, which nobody watches. He was kind of weak. I mean, he was okay, but he was a little bit weak. I'm very much for him, but he's not really, I don't know. He's not a great speaker. He's what?
Dynamic?
No, he's not dynamic. I mean, Bubba, even though he was like a hillbilly from a cracker from Arkansas, he was dynamic compared to these guys in his own kind of Yahoo way, you know?
He was slick.
He's a good speaker. He was Slick Willie. It was slick. That's what Monica said. Kept slipping out of her armpit. Sieg Heil, man, I can't wait to read. I'm going to keep teasing it and teasing it and teasing it. Huh?
Curse you.
I might read it over and over and over again. Oh, here's a picture in this story about Fox Slanted News. Fox News Channel's Iraq war coverage featured reports from correspondent Geraldo Rivera, and it shows a picture of Geraldo acting like silly goose again. Too bad it had to be our good friend, what's his name, from NBC6 from years ago that died of the pulmonary embolism instead of Geraldo. What was his name that died? David Bloom. Too bad. David Bloom was a good guy and a family guy, and everybody liked him. He used to work in South Florida. He was liked by all, and it would have been so much better if Geraldo would have croaked instead of David Bloom. Here's a call from Boynton Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
Hey, I felt your pain from listening to you talk in the past about people being on the cell phone at the game.
Yeah.
I was at the Marlins game with my family, and there were 4 girls sitting in front of me, and the whole game,
I'd have slapped him on the back of the head with a baseball bat.
Actually, the funny thing is, I had bought my son one of those little wood baseball bats, and it was quite tempting at the moment.
Yeah.
Because all they did for, I would say, a good 4 innings, just talk on the phone. And we were like,
because they don't really care about the game. Like most of these people that are going to be at the games on Friday and Saturday, they don't give a crap about the Marlins or about the game. But it's just the bandwagon jumping effect. They must be there, to give significance to their lives.
Well, that was quite evident because I was sitting next to a diehard baseball fan who brought 2 friends who this was their first time, and he was explaining, and the people to the left, the people to the back, and everybody's like cheering for the Marlins, and these girls, all they're doing is talking to themselves or on their cell phones. Like they want to be there. Just
okay, well, listen, have a great day. You said it about 6 times already. It's getting kind of ponderous. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. Mad Dog at 2.
All right.
The Humper is back for a day of work today after being professionally Jewish yesterday. Humper is back. 4 to 7 doing the show at Shula Steak 2. Marlins pregame 7 to 7:45. It's the pregame special with Tommy Hutton and Len Casper. 7:45 Marlins on deck, which goes on forever and ever for like 35 minutes. The game doesn't start till 8:20. Nice going, Bud Light, you moron, you idiot. 8:20 to 11 o'clock, so the little kids won't be up to see it, just like the World Series, all this other stuff, because Bud Light and the baseball people are just stupid, and that's the way it goes. Marlins at the Cubs at Wrigley Field, and everybody's going to say, oh, well, that's because the game is in Chicago. It's in Chicago, so that's why they got to play it at that time. I noticed, though, that there's no difference on Friday when the game is at PP Park. It's at the same time. You notice that, Scott?
Yes, I do.
And how come we don't have Saturday's game on the schedule? Well, what kind of a horseball schedule is this? Man, who's making up these schedules? What kind of a retard is making up these program schedules? Good God Almighty, I don't think Norm is the only interior defecator in that place. I think it must be Clarence. Because Game 3 is on here. Are we assuming the Marlins are going to win 3 straight or lose 4? What is this?
We're hoping for the best.
Well, it's the best of 7.
Boy, and Saturday is going to be, probably they can't fit it on here, because Saturday we got Hurricanes at Florida State, which is the game of the century, according to them idiots. You got the Panthers and the Bruins, which is a regular season game, and we're committed to carry that. But also, are we committed to carry the Marlin game as precedence, plus it's a playoff game? Well, so the Panthers will probably get farmed out to like Waxy 790, or some station that nobody ever heard of that can't pick up on it out, like it's 1740 on the AM band.
ESPN 4.
Right. So, I mean, who the hell knows? That's why they don't have it on there, because they don't know whether to scream or lick a banana. And although in Clarence's case, practice makes perfect. 5670560. We love the Marlins. $2,500. Where's my article from the Palm Beach Post? Here it is. Tough call live for $2,500 or TV for free. See, you're not fooling us, and you're not fooling Pharrell. Guarantee you that. You're not fooling anybody. Front running phonies. How come Boca Brian never did that song? I'd love her. You know who would be good doing that? Would be a Guitar Man. Didn't he once do that?
No.
Yeah, he did. Front running phony. I can just hear him singing it already. It's like that KJ song, the Dolphin.
Right. Miami Dolphins.
No, that's not what it's called, is it?
Yeah.
It's called Miami Dolphins?
Sure enough.
No.
Trust me.
It's called, see, that's Miami Dolphins. It's not called Miami Dolphins, it's just called Dolphins. You clown, you fool, you idiot. It's called Dolphins Fight Song. See?
Okay.
Front running phonies. I can hear it now. There's one for KJ or whoever wants to grab it. Can't wait to play that over and over again. It says, so maybe you think you want to see a Marlins game this weekend in the Palm Beach Post today. Chris Rock should deliver such a funny one-liner. They're sold out, said Andrew Firestein. He must be kin to Harvey, manager of the Florida Marlins Media Relations Department. There's nothing more to say, is what he said. That's all I have to say, said Andrew Firestein. Except at these times, with the improbable Marlins scheduled to play the long-suffering Cubs at PP Park Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's one more thing you should know. Money matters. You can get a seat behind home plate at Pro Player for $2,500 and a seat in the outfield reserve for under $25. If it's the wonderful Wrigley Field you want, and who wouldn't, it'll cost you $2,880 behind a plate and $500 for one of the worst seats in the house. Probably one of those behind a pole, like I sat in one day for one of those Mets Cub games 100 years ago. Says, shake your head if you must, but somebody has this kind of money. Brokers from Boca to Southern California are selling playoff tickets at these kinds of prices with one teeny tiny bonus. They offer you something else so they can skirt Florida's ticket scalping statute. When somebody pays $300, he's not paying $300 for the ticket, said Miami criminal defense attorney Brian Tannenbaum, who occasionally represents accused ticket scalpers in court. He's going to get some kind of a package deal, as my good close friend Mike Ranieri used to say. They got package deals. Like a package deal? Cool. It says like maybe 2 tickets to Paris or a weekend at the Breakers. No, that's crazy. It's usually a sandwich or a T-shirt. Just an expensive sandwich.
Right.
Haven't you ever bought a sandwich for $2,500? Sure. No problem. One of those pastrami hanging ones like from Ann Coulter's crotch. So that's the deal. $2,500. The lines are like all around the blocks, up all the way to Jacksonville. Everybody is foaming at the mouth because they're on the bandwagon. I guess better late than never. You know, we don't want to pee on everybody's parade, but it's just so glaring. It's so obvious, and the whole world is sitting back, laughing their ass off, saying, oh, there they go again, showing their ass to the world. What a bunch of phonies they are. In fact, all the stories, you know, when the Marlins won the last game against the Braves, against whoever the hell they beat, the Giants, the articles all said, every newspaper I read about a half a dozen, actually more than that.
About 30, man.
And they all said the same thing. 65,000 people in the stadium where generally far more empty seats than filled ones are the rule. They all made that, you know, went out of their way to make that point because it happens to be true. Oh, a pig report from Opelika. Hello.
Hey, Neil, there's a major pig activity right in beautiful Opelika on 22nd Avenue, just north of 135 Street. They got the dogs and the SWAT team out there and everybody.
I'll be damned.
Yeah. You guys know anything about that yet? You got any reports?
No, we just did from you, though.
Oh, man. Looks pretty good, I'll tell you.
We'll send our crack news team into it right away. Thanks a lot, Pally.
Hey, you know who this is?
No.
Glenn and Miramar.
Well, okay, Glenn. Hey, listen. Have a great day.
Love you, man.
There's Glenn and Miramar. He's a gun squeezer. You know that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He loves his gun. He loves his peace, man. But there's Glenn and Miramar. He's still with us in spite of our minor differences there. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot him up, Glenn. See you at the gun show this weekend. $2,500 for a goddamn ticket. In addition to which, the season ticket holders also get raped because we got those. And by the way, Miguel and anybody else in that building, you're not getting the Cubs Marlins tickets for the home games. You're not getting them. Can't stand that. All those freeloaders there. Oh no, Julie Parrish is dead. I have no idea who that was.
No, me either.
Well, then why did you fax this to me?
Because I figured since I didn't know who it was, that it must be some old codger who you would recognize.
No. Julie Parrish, who starred in the 1967 CBS sitcom Good Morning World and appeared in films with Jerry Lewis and Elvis Presley, has died. She was 62.
She died?
Yeah. She died Wednesday. Well, this is almost a week later. At the Tarzana Community Hospital of Natural Causes that likely were related to her history of ovarian cancer, said her brother James Wilbar, searching for Mr. Wilbar. Parrish portrayed Linda on Good Morning World. I never heard of the show. I never heard of her, which ran from 67 to 68.
She died?
And also featured Billy DeWolf, Joby Baker, Ronnie Shell, and Goldie Hawn. She also appeared on shows including Star Trek, Bonanza, My Three Sons, one of my favorite shows. Oh, man. And Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh!
She also had roles on soap operas, including Return to Peyton Place and Capital. Remember Capital?
No.
She was in the film Paradise Hawaiian Style with Elvis, and in one of the film's best moments held a group of dogs at bay as Presley sang to her in a helicopter. Isn't this exciting? Why am I reading all of this?
For Boca Brian, I guess.
She also had several... No, he doesn't know who this is either.
I'm sure he
She
does.
also had several stage roles and received an L.A. Drama Critics Award for her portrayal of Maggie in Arthur Miller's After... Oh! I couldn't have programmed this better myself if I can just find the damn thing. In Arthur Miller's After the Fall. Maybe she was Prussian. She had several writing credits, including an episode of Laverne and Shirley, and recorded When We Dance, an album of country music. Well, that's a shame. Whoever the hell she was. Somebody, some broad. Julie Parrish is dead. What was her name?
She perished.
Damn it. She, had a fall. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. The pressure is building. They're squeezing it. The big election in California. The big game tonight, the Marlins and the Cubs at Wrigley Field. What the hell more could you want?
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
You drudge packing?
Coming up tonight on Inside the Behind the True Hollywood Celebrity Music Biography Profile Story. In one song, he mentions banging 7 women. He was Lou Bega.
A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side.
Well, I do not want to brag, but Lou Bega is cavalier about his mega hit, Mambo No. 5.
A man like me with so many appetites, I must snack often, no?
God, is this guy for real? Desperate to get a viewpoint which conflicted with this obnoxious we sought out psychiatrist Dr. Jane Allmensuck.
This Lou Bega is a dysfunctional sex addict. He has delusions of grandeur and a severe phallic obsession. He should be castrated and forced to eat it. I mean, really, you don't catch me having sex with 7 men. Ever. In my lifetime.
Clearly our attempt to discredit Lou Bega had backfired. So we went the other way and found porn star Ron Jeremy.
Jesus, that's fantastic. You know, I don't think I ever did it with 7 women in my whole career. I mean, at one time, 4 was the most they gave me. But then it kind of evens out, because I was, let's just say I bet Lou Bega didn't put it in all the places I did. So for me, 4 women was more like 10 or 12. Come to think of it, that Lou Bega is an asshole. Who is he to say he's better than me?
Will you listen to this? Typical man. They all have to whip out their things and brag about who gets to do me. I mean, not me. Oh, hell, yes, I mean me. Do me, Lou!
Of course, my lovely, for that is what I do. I service the lovely ladies.
Oh, Christ, we're back to him again. Will somebody please kill me? It's a big, juicy, sopping wet look at show business. Tonight, on Inside the Behind.
It's 11:01 at 560, WQM, 154 votes. What's your take on today's California election? There's Arnold on CNN.
Bring down Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Who gives a Schmidt? 76 people said that. Arnold is in 51. The recall will not pass 24. And Celia Cruz Bustamante will win only 3 out of 154. 1.9%. I don't think that's going to cut it, do you?
No.
Here's a call that says Toronto, but can it possibly be? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello, how are you?
How's it going, eh?
Good. Going very well. Sorry, eh? Yeah, recent relocation from South Florida to Toronto, and very happy to get out of that chaos. And yeah,
congratulations.
listening to you on the radio or on the web.
Whatever that thing is, yeah. Well, that's fabulous, man. We got Indian summer coming this week in the 70s. Tomorrow it's sunny, and in the 60s today. It's beautiful. What more could you want?
It is. Last week was a bit chilly, but mid-teens this week and looking real good.
Nothing wrong with that.
Any thoughts on the mayoral election?
Barbara Hall.
All the way.
All the way, man.
Yeah, good deal.
She's pretty weak, but, she's the best we got.
I hear her public speaking skills are improving from her last go-around.
Well, could they be any worse?
I don't think so.
I like Mayor Mel myself. He was a real hoot.
I did. I didn't realize.
We're going to miss him a lot. He was goofy, but he was goofy in a good way. I liked him.
Yeah. Didn't realize he was that sickly.
Yeah, he's got it all. He's got A, B, and C.
But Neil, just wanted to say hello from Toronto and enjoyed listening to you.
Okay, see you around, eh?
Yep, thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Call from Toronto. How do you like that?
Oh!
All right. Where the Maple Leafs will be opening their season Saturday against the Montreal Canadiens at the ACC. I'm sure George will be there for that game.
Sure, yeah.
4 killed in Iraq attacks. 3 U.S. soldiers and an Iraqi interpreter were killed in 2 separate incidents by explosive devices yesterday near Baghdad, U.S. military said today. In one incident, a soldier, well, I don't want to read them all. It's just, it's just more numbers. They're just all statistics. There are no names in here anyway.
Just remember, it's worth it. It's worth it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Do we know why yet?
No.
But we'll figure it out. We'll make up some answer why it's worth it. Oh, there's Gray Davis. He's got the personality of a dead man.
Short time ago, Darren, I spoke here at the hotel with Art Torres, who is the chairman of the California State Democratic
That's California.
Party.
Get it right,
And
man.
we talked a little bit about comparisons between this recall election.
Yeah, you're boring. Okay, so that's the deal. Also, speaking of the recall, which most of you don't care about, but that's okay. I'm going to bombard you with it anyway. It's more important than hearing about the freaking Marlins. And Darcy Hordichuk. Oh, God.
Scott, I used to like you a lot, Scott, but...
Now, you notice how he made up for that by that great crossover that we did after it?
Marathon crossover?
Went till about 10:30.
Ponderous.
One thing I've noticed, did you notice on the last break or the one before that how he couldn't get the spots on right? One thing I've noticed about Scott Jr. there, he's totally incompetent. At least he's consistent. And another one, he's sucking around for hockey tickets. You can have all the hockey tickets you want, okay? Because I'm not there, number one, and nobody that and speaking of stuff in my house, lawn people. You know what I need? Lawn service.
Right. Yeah, okay.
I don't want to tell the whole story because I don't want to mention their name on the air, but they're a lawn service from hell and they suck and they should only croak, okay? What happened when I was home last time down there, there's a knock on a window, and guess what? The lawn people have messed up my expensive pool heater. What have they done? They've like cracked something in the pipe on the side, and they've created all kind of a problem. And so the guy apologetically, the banana boat captain of the crew, comes to the window and says, "Oh, well, we apologize, and blah, but one of these illegal aliens smashed the big lawnmower into the thing, and yada yada. And, go ahead and get it fixed, and we'll pay you for it. We'll deduct it, or whatever. We'll make sure you get paid for it." So Cliff the Poolman, Cliff the Poolman are real. If you look up the word shyster, that's Cliff's pictures next to it. Cliff the Poolman, he took care of it and fixed the thing, and it was, I don't know, $150 or whatever it was, $180. So we played Cliff the Poolman, and now the people at this lawn service are supposed to deduct it. They do a really crappy job in the first place. They suck. But you know me, I'm an old softie, so I like, I don't like firing anybody. Scott?
Even Norman Kent.
Right. No, in that case, I might make an exception, an interior defecator. But the fact of the matter is these people, and so John calls over there to say, what the hell is the story? Because they're not crediting the bill. And this bitch, I'm not going to mention the name on here. This bitch goes through a whole song. Well, nobody ever told us about it, and we really can't verify that. And all the people that you're talking about have already quit anyway. They've gone back to El Salvador, wherever they came from. And so this has been going on for 2 weeks, and finally yesterday he told her, "Bafangula, bitch, and we need a new lawn service because these people sucked. They did a crappy-ass job. They showed up whenever the hell they felt like it. They would never pick up those palm trees I have in my backyard because my neighbor behind me, they don't want to see my big ugly big dish, my satellite dish. Right. To you, my neighbor, you idiot. But and of course the palm trees, all isn't it fronds, right? Isn't that what they call them?
They want to pick up the fronds.
They don't want to pick up the fronds with their hands because they might have to start using Palmolive or something. They must have to soaking in it. So as a result, they do a crappy job in the first place, and I just out of feeling sorry for these illegal aliens having canned their ass a long time ago because their work sucks, okay? They are to lawn service what Mo Howard David is to radio.
Absolutely.
They suck. So I need a lawn service. And I'm not looking for a freebie, I'm just looking for somebody to do a good job. That's all I want.
I got a guy that does a good job.
Do you really?
Sure.
Well, maybe we'll hire him.
Okay.
That would solve the problem right now.
He's the one.
Otherwise, we'll get like 50 people. Because in Florida, everybody either has a lawn service or a pool service.
Well, this is a full service lawn service / landscaper. He reconstructed my yard after the state destroyed it with that citrus situation.
Oh yeah, Dr. Jeb Bush screwed you over with those citrus, with those chankers things,
raped
cutting
and
the trees
destroyed
down.
and gouged my yard and broke my fence and ripped everything up in the process. They put it right back together and even better than it was before.
Well, look at this. 6 counties still using punch card ballots in California. That's what this old geezer's telling us now. Bob Franken on CNN.
For that,
Yeah, there's Darren Kagan. She's so bubbly. I bet you a lot of guys out there would like to do her, though, huh? Darren Kagan?
I don't know what she looks like.
Well, she's sure better looking than this old gas bag. What the hell's her name?
Never seen an
Julie Woodruff. Man, she's an old gas bag. Yeah, we need the Lord. We need God on our side. Yeah, God help us if you're watching Certainly Not News. I apologize for having to watch that, but in case anything happens, I feel I need to have it on. Because I could put on the CBC and sit here and watch that, but they stick basically with real news,
But governments did nothing. And so what he set out in these 230...
Plus they say out all the time. I don't want to put that on. Here's a call from Pompano. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you so much for making your call.
Did anybody send you the article on the homeless voice in Pompano cassette?
No.
They got restricted to 6 to...
This is Reverend Jones. Mm-hmm. 56705. See, I'm getting pretty good, too. 5670560, pound 560. Reverend Jones, we don't want to talk to you, okay? We don't want you calling. We don't want to talk to you. Go away because...
You're gay.
Yeah, get lost.
He won't. He's crazy.
He won't stop. He's a crazy person. This is what happens when you give somebody a little bit of encouragement. Right away, this becomes their life. What did I tell you yesterday? There are so many people obsessed with this program, not just listening passively, but their life. And I can understand it in South Florida because there's nothing else going on there. Everybody who leaves that town, sooner or later they call and say, the only thing we missed about being there was your show, Neil, because the rest of that place absolutely blows. And I can relate to that. I understand it.
Sure.
Which is a real bonus because I can sit here like in a real civilized place, eh? Boy, it looks like a beautiful day. It's a little probably chilly right now. It was 2 this morning, which is like 35 degrees.
Yeah, trade you.
A little on the chilly side, but now it's 50 already. It's going to be 61 today and like 73 or 4 tomorrow. Oh, and sunny and beautiful, not a cloud in the sky. It's got that kind of Vegas look to it, you know. Oh, I shouldn't have said Vegas. It makes me think about
Roy.
But speaking of him, no, there's some good news out of that story, even in spite of you being such a heartless bastard. I think
there is
it's
good
awful.
news?
Yeah.
He died?
No, not that good.
Oh.
Roy.
Horn, half of the Vegas duo of Siegfried and
Roy,
was able to move his hands, feet, and give a thumbs-up signal yesterday, a hospital official said, 3 days after being mauled by one of his tigers during a show. University Medical Center officials said 59-year-old
Roy
Horn was still in critical condition. He still got a gaping wound on his neck. He suffered massive blood loss in the incident, the official said, also had a stroke after the mauling. The accident happened Friday night about halfway ago. We already know that. Denise Provetti, who was watching the show as part of her honeymoon trip, said Horn introduced a 7-year-old white tiger named Montecore to the audience and then let go of the animal's leash. Bad move!
Roy!
Bad move. You shouldn't have let go of it. The tiger started to head off stage, Provetti told CNN's Anderson Cooper, and Horn tried to direct it back to center stage. You could tell it didn't want to go, so he had the leash. He was trying to get it to sit and face the audience, and he had his arm out in front of him, she said. The tiger bit his arm, and he's hitting the nose of the tiger with a microphone trying to get it off. Well, you're never going to get anybody off hitting their nose.
No. Well.
And after that, it's kind of a blur, but it seemed like he almost sat down or leaned back gradually, and then the tiger bit his neck and shoulder area and dragged his ass off stage, she said.
All right.
Unfortunately, his ass wasn't attached to the rest of him. No one in the audience screamed, Pavetti said, and no one knew whether it was part of the show. They didn't know whether to scream or eat the banana. I thought it was part of the act. Andrew Cushman, who was also on the audience, said on CNN's Larry King Live, no one moved, no one ran, no one screamed. Everybody thought it was part of the act.
Roy!
Other audience members said Horn looked like a rag doll and the tiger. What are you laughing about?
It's hysterical.
Other audience members said Horn looked like a rag doll in the tiger's mouth. Crew members backstage sprayed a fire extinguisher at the cat to force him to release his grip, a tactic they're trained to use in such an event. Mirage spokesman Alan Feldman said, another good Jewish boy. Ed Maruska, sounds like some kind of a Czech or something. What is that? What kind of a name is that? Remember Ernie Maruska? But that was Italian. This is with a K. Polak. Director Emeritus of the Cincinnati Zoo theorized that something had upset the animal. Could have been a subtle change in the routine of the animal, he told Cooper. Wild animals are wild animals. They're unpredictable, he said. And you know what he is?
Absolutely correct, sir.
He's got his thumb right on it. But thumbs up from
Roy.
in the hospital. He's alive and alert, and he's in bad shape. He's on the verge. I'll let you know when he dies, by the way, and you can have like a sitting ovation.
Have a party.
You probably will, because you're a heartless bastard. You and Scott there, and Pharrell, too. Heartless bastard. You're having a big party at this broad just died. We don't even know who the hell she was.
No, I'm
Julie, whatever her name was. Suckett.
Parrish.
Probably kin to Gary Puckett. Hey, by the way, how's, what's his name doing? Leon Harris that just retired from CNN. Speaking of Kirby Puckett.
Oh.
That was, I'll never forget that day. It was another one of those lucky moments. Maybe my psychic powers were zooming in again, you know. How many times do I turn on the audio from anything I'm watching when I'm down there, you know?
Right.
And I just punched up the audio.
About the American occupation.
Yeah, and he said, former Twin center fielder Kirby Puckett, but he said Puckett with an F. Yeah. And he said it.
I know.
And of course it's live TV, and it just went right along, and I just sat there in stunned silence like, did he really say that? And of course the answer was, yeah. That's probably why they forced him to retire. 11:13 at 560 WQM. If you got a really crappy job and you'd like to change your life for the better, how'd you like to call Fast Train today? That's a smart thing to do and really accomplish that. Call 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. They can really have you working in a new high-paying computer career before the end of this year. Don't forget, the demand for computer professionals is unlimited, skyrocketing. There's no better time than right now to get you a new high-paying career in the computer field. Fast Train offers job placement assistance, convenient day and weekend schedules, and they got 4 locations all over South Florida, so it just makes common sense that there's bound to be one nearby you. And if you qualify, Fast Train even offers you financial assistance too. So if you're one of those people who's finally had it with your crappy job and with making peanuts and with eking out just a measly existence, don't be a measly Beasley. Pick up the phone and call Fast Train today right now at 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. No excuses, no mo, to stay in a crappy dead-end job working for some putz. Check them out on the web first at fasttrain.com. Get all the info you'll be looking for, and then make that call that can change your life. Call 1-866-FAST-TRAIN.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. UAM.
Holy cow. Neil Rogers is right. The Cubs suck.
And this governor's race here in California, it is just getting crazy.
Republicans, Democrats, what's the difference? You know, your guys, my guys, our guys, us guys.
That's democracy for you.
Sexual politics!
Our campaigns are financed by the same guys that pay you guys your money.
You really want to support us with Larry Flint going into a curtained-off booth by themselves?
They decided to get a bikini wax.
Well, I believe I'll vote for a third-party candidate.
Politics was just too sleazy.
Well, I'm Governor Tyrone Pinckney.
I have no experience. I'm a womanizer. I'm a terrible guy.
Where the government no doubt removed her brain.
Go ahead. Throw your vote away.
I will pump up Sacramento.
11:19 at 560 WQAM. Pump this, Arnold, you jackass, you goofball, you moron. Better take a lot of these calls because they could be very important, you think?
No.
Like this one in Boca. Hello.
Yes, hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hi, this is Dick in Boca. How you doing?
Pretty good, Dick.
What's going on? I wanted to just tell you that Celia Cruz is Cuban and Bustamante is Mexican, so I propose you call him Quiero Taco Bell Bustamante.
Okay, we'll take it under consideration, okay? Pretty lame. Was that lame?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be lame. It was some stick in Boca. 5670560, pound 560. See, I don't know what it is with this crowd. About how many years now?
About 30, man.
It's like anything else. It's like when you go to Vegas, don't expect to win anything. Expect to lose everything you got. And if something good happens and you get lucky, then it's like a miracle, right?
Right.
Same thing every time you punch up a call. Don't expect anything. And if it turns out to be good, it's like, oh, my God, it's a miracle. Yeah.
I know.
That's the new approach. Faxes are just pouring across my machine. With these, well, don't send me these, please.
Look, if I don't send you the cartoons, they just keep faxing them.
Well, okay, I got the cartoon. Don't fax it anymore, okay? It's not funny. It says, don't know if you made mention of if you're ever aware, but Michael Moore's new book, Dude, Where's My Country, hits the shelves today. All right. Somebody was telling me about that yesterday. Dude, Where's My Country? And I'm going to go out today and get it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to read that side by each, along with the other book, the, what's
Hillary
the other book? What?
The Hillary book.
No, not the Hillary book, the, what's-it-called book?
What you call it? Are you the Michael Moore, the other Michael Moore book?
No, not the other Michael Moore book. I already read that. Stupid white men. I'm talking about the other one, Lies and the Liars.
Oh, the
Al
Franken book.
Jesus. Anyway, Dude, Where's My Country hits the shelves today. Should be good to read. Regards from Tucker. And it's not Tucker Carlson, I guarantee you that little faggot with a bow tie. P.S. If this is old news, sorry, tried to listen for all 4 hours, but work sometime interferes. Well, get your priorities right, Tucker, but thank you very much. I'm so glad he sent me that, because I didn't know what the name of the book was. Dude, Where's My Country? Nice going, Michael Moore. I say Michael Moore for president. Oh! Yeah! There's a guy. Ain't gonna take any crap from anybody.
Let's write him in.
Oh, and some good news. Telemarketers have stopped calling my house in Florida. That's the report I'm getting. No more telemarketers since last Wednesday. None.
Like
zero.
That?
Huh?
How do you like that?
And how about you?
We have a feature.
Creature feature?
That we finally convinced somebody to activate, even though we were paying for it for a long time.
Well, maybe we'll get some reports from some people in the audience who've had a pleasant surprise and discovered that since last Wednesday, since they've got the fear of God in them, or some God, that they stopped making those calls to anybody who is on the list. Because needless to say, I signed up immediately, if not sooner, and I'm sure most of you people did as well. Am I right?
Yes.
Here's a fax from Tim in Del Rey. Now, how many Joe Zagacki drops have we got?
Oh, my! Oh, my!
That's the only one I got, Tim. Do we have any other ones?
Not that I know of.
Oh. He says what is currently happening in California is quite amusing on the surface, but overall it's a huge step back toward the advancement of see, he's got that wrong. I don't always choose 100% liberal or conservative when selecting candidates or topics, but I take an issue, educate myself. If Arnold Schwarzenegger is elected governor of the largest state in the union tonight, then only confirm my fears. The once tremendously thick line between Hollywood fame and potential leaders of our great country's future has become thinner and thinner. Does he mean like Sonny Bono and Ronald Reagan? Is that what he means?
Oh, my! Oh, my!
I can see it now. In 50 years, a Backstreet Boy type, like maybe, what's his name? Our first gay president. What's his name? Nick Carter.
Oh.
Or the next Britney Spears will use their celebrity status, money, and fame to fool an infatuated public while climbing their way to be the leader of the free world. Can't you see Britney climbing on top?
Oh, my! Oh, my!
Of Madonna? I hope it never happens, but it sure looks to be on that track. Neil, God help us, I'll be under the mattress, says Tim and Del Rey, and can you play a lot more of those?
Oh, my! Oh, my!
Josie drops. So thanks a lot, Tim, even though you're a little incoherent. That's okay, I can understand it. The second poll today starting at noon. We won't put it up till noon, because I like this one we got on there right now for the first poll. 212 votes. What's your take on a California election? Who gives a Schmidt? 106. 50%. Right down the middle. 106. 110, like I said, out of 222. Nearly 50%. Arnold is in. 74 say that. Look at that.
They need to realize that their vote is just important as Bill Gates' vote. It's not less power in our vote.
Oh, it's Reverend Run from Run DMC.
War right now.
Look at that hat, man. Oh, my God. Barzini would be proud.
You know, maybe we had somebody else in office. So.
What do you guys make out of what's happening?
Is that a fedora? This is on CNN. Is that a fedora he's wearing? What do you call that?
I'd call it a fedora.
A freak hat.
And Bradshaw, what do you make out of the California recall?
I am as well. You know, you see what happens when people get a keen interest.
Did she say Bradshaw or Brad Child? What do you think, Child?
A huge voter turnout today. They should have had that years ago. They wouldn't.
Oh, he's a wrestler. He's a WWE
wrestler.
And a wrestler. We got a rapper and a wrestler, and we got Arnold. What more could you want?
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, here's the poll for later. Over the years, which celebrity do you think has aged the best? Now, I made that original list of 4, and I added one here this morning, which I do with great regret, but you know who it's going to be. John Stamos, Brad Pitt, Sophia Loren, and Barbara Eden were the first 4 we thought of. And this morning, you got to put Dick Clark on there, even though we hate him like poison, speaking of Michael Moore. But nevertheless, he didn't start aging until very recently. Right. And then, like, all at once, you know, he gained about 50 years, which we're very happy about. I think it was after Michael Moore approached him in that van. And he started aging like crazy. He went from looking like 30 to about 90. So we'll have to put Dick on there, too, for our later on poll.
Got it.
So who is this? This is Reverend, who is this? Is this Puff Dog?
Reverend Run.
Yeah, they got a guy now on Passions called Puff Dog. Puff Daddy and Puff Dog and P. Diddy and it's feeling kind of Schmitty and all these other crazy schwarzers with his freaky hat.
Very sad day.
He's a now what's he wearing a collar for?
And being a man of the
he's
cloth.
a reverend. He's a man of the cloth.
Right. Jay has done what he was supposed to do here on Earth, and he's passed the test. He's out the classroom. And we had a record that said, "And like all fairy tales end, you'll see Jay again, my friend." I believe it's.
Oh, Jay, what's up, Jay? Oh, that's who they were talking about.
Right.
Oh, Jay. Oh, it's Jesus. Seriously, until this moment, I never knew that. Now, what's the song we got in here? Not Your Mama. Oh, you got it. I don't have it.
You be Ellen. Here we go. Here's what you want.
Yo, Jay.
Yeah, meaning Jesus. All right. Oh, that is incredible.
Yo, Jay.
Yeah.
Wait.
Let's play the whole thing.
Oh.
So we just learned something. Now, that's enough of that, guys. Okay.
Did you
I
borrow
get the
that
runs from them. What is it?
Did you borrow that outfit from from Father Guido Sarducci?
Yeah, he did, as a matter of fact. How'd you know that?
The hat.
You know those Goyim, they got a great sense of humor, all them Getchkis. Here's a fax from, Petey Lenny. Oh, I think we have to do the break. Why did you send that to me? Did you want to ruin an otherwise fabulous day?
I did not.
You didn't send it to me?
Not.
Then why is he faxing me direct? Why does this asshole have my fax number here, and why is he faxing me direct?
From when he was here, they all have it.
I'm going to change all my numbers, my phone number, my fax number, my penis size number, all of it. I'm changing it. 27 past 11 at 560 WQM. Attention all you mortgage shoppers out there. The following message could save you a Schmidt load of cash. Interest rates for homeowners are shooting up like crazy, shooting up almost as much as some of the people on TV right now, but there's still an interest rate available at just 1.95%. Call 1-800-940-LEND. It's true, the economy is changing, so if you're even thinking about refinancing your home, or if you want to move to a better real estate investment, this is what you really ought to be thinking about doing. In fact, don't think about it, do it. Call Financial Group at that toll-free number, because with 1.95%, you'll get amazingly low payments. If you have yourself a $100,000 loan, you pay only $368 a month. If you have a $200,000 loan, your payments are a mere $736 a month. So call Financial Group right now, 1-800-940-LEND, to get you that low, amazing, unbelievable 1.95% interest rate. Even though interest rates are climbing, you can still get in on this. Call Financial Group. It's 1-800-940-LEND, L-E-N-D. They're an equal housing lender. Credit restrictions do apply. Rates subject to change monthly, 5.19 APR.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Yes! Yes!
How are you? Hey, nice to see you there. Ow. You're looking fine. I'll tell you what. You may see a major upset in the nominees for president. So, very quietly, I'll work to guarantee the Democrats nominate my wife Hillary. I want her big butt out on the campaign trail so I can stay at home and chase college tail. Judging from what I've seen, the choices are obscene. It's either whiny Lieberman or Howard Dean. Kerry Clark and all the rest can't get elected. Slap a button on Hill's chest. Please get the witch to run so I can have some fun. Wow. Me in Chappaqua and her in Washington. I'll hold a wet T-shirt contest in my yard. And all day long I'll walk around semi-hard. It'd be a dream come true. It'd be a major coup. If old Slick Willie were to pull the switcheroo, have a heart, elect my spouse. I'm begging and pleading, put Big Mouth in the White House.
11:33, 27 till noon. Arnold, by the way, is going to remember all those things are going to come flashing back to him after they have the final election certified, the result.
Right.
And then, you know what they're talking about now? Then they're going to have another recall. They're going to recall him. Seriously, they're talking about that already. This fax from Petey Lenny, which he sends directly to me and which you did not send, is so obnoxious and unacceptable. Self-aggrandizing. Petey, go away. See, this, like I said before, when you open the door, it's like Reverend Jones. When you give somebody the slightest bit of encouragement, because all I said last week was, Petey Lenny, compared to the current crop of sales holes we got there now, who don't service their accounts, who don't write any copy, who don't give a crap, generally speaking, he was not so bad. Isn't that what I said?
Something like that, yeah.
Now he sends me this fax like he's my long-lost best friend. His non-compete is over. He's going to come back into radio, kick some serious ass, and the Beasley threatened to sue him, and yada, yada, yada. Okay, and all kinds of phone numbers. Hey, Petey, have a great life. Good luck there. I wish you only the best. Go away.
Speaking of faxes and out of control, these multi-page stories. Hey, Jim, we really appreciate these multi-100-page faxes that you keep sending, but stop.
Hey, Jim, cut the crap. You and Petey Lenny both. Cut the crap, okay? Right now. Make it a mark. October 7th, 2003. Write it down in a goddamn page right there in front of your ass. Write it on your wrist like a memento. Write it on your penis if you can find one. Cut the crap and quit wasting our fax paper and sending us a whole bunch of crap, Jim. And the same goes for you too, Petey Lenny, although I have a lot of fax paper. I guarantee I got a lot more fax paper than you got. Yeah. All right, let's change the poll now. Let's put the new one on there because this one we got the jizz of it. What's your take on today's California recall election? This audience, they don't care. Well,
and yet not as well known. A lot of people saying, well, you might be the most qualified, but you can't win.
251 votes. Who gives a Schmidt? 122, 48.6% say to California. Arnold is in, 85%. The recall will not pass, 39, and Cruz Taco Bell Bustamante has got only 5 votes out of 254. Not too good. Even Celia Cruz, who's been dead, she's not even warm anymore, she's got more votes. And Freddie Cruz and the Quiet Storm has got 7,000 votes. Oh, look at this. Arnold's going to cast his vote any minute.
You know, we throw the term Christian right around a good bit, but Tom McClintock comes from that segment of the...
You're a good one to talk, Judy, the God bitch. She's part of the God Squad. In the next segment, I'm going to read that article by Bob Fertakis and Harvey Wasserman.
Good. Stop teasing.
Fitrakis from the Columbus, Ohio Free Press. And the headline of the article is Sieg Heil, the Bush, Rove, Schwarzenegger, Nazi Nexus, and the Destabilization of California. Which I think you'll be squeezing it. Here's Plantation. Hello.
Big time. I kind of like both. I was in Jersey. Like overseas, place full over 100 units, South Emily.
Don't you love this?
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later. Thanks.
Here's a call from Plantation. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to give you a little insight, when you talk about Canada and stuff, we down here don't care about it.
Yeah, well, we don't care about listening on your other phone call either, asshole, so blow it out your ass, moron. And say hi to your boyfriend on the way out. How do you like that?
She likes Mo, though.
Yeah. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. And Variety. He's probably calling from Mo's house, probably hanging it out. Here's a call from Miramar. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Going great.
Hey,
Let me tell you about Canada.
What?
I said, how's it going with you?
All right, down here in this,
Schmidt-hole.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, but, what a big joke, man, this, California thing, man. It's like,
California. Say it right, man. California. California.
Hey, it's like a whole big, Hollywood production,
Right. That's right.
I mean, it's just like another,
Well, here's the last, this is from last week. Schwarzenegger 40, Bustamante 32%. Arnold's in, man. Arnold's in. He the man.
Hello.
He's gonna terminate Gray Davis.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised, if he gets elected, you just kind of see him, his skin pops off and, he's really a robot under there.
Could be. Could be. I never thought about that.
Hey, didn't they have that?
Terminate Arnold.
Hey, didn't they have that movie this year, Rise of the Machines,
A good point. I think he might be it. Okay, have a great day, Pally, and hasta la vista.
Wow.
He was something, wasn't he?
I wish I had what he has.
What, a penis? Let's see. Over the years, which celebrity do you think has aged the best? This is, I'm sure they can add to this list if they really put their thinking caps on. You notice that guy, the crank that called 2 calls back? He was sitting there like, in the middle of some kind of a circle jerk.
Right.
And then he's waiting on hold and too stupid to even understand that we're listening in on whatever he was yanking. And then we don't care about Canada. But you're whatever we're interrupting your busy day for you that you're listening to the show to call and bust my chops, my balls, okay? You silly ass South Florida moron, you imbecile who probably paid $5,000 to sit in the upper deck in the nosebleed for the goddamn Marlins-Cubs game on Friday. You idiot, you. If you don't care about what I'm talking about, then hasta la vista, baby. 21 till noon. We got the Mad Dog at 2. We got the Humper at Chula's at 4. Tough day for the Hank. He had all last week off with the baseball. Let's see. He's on today, tomorrow, Thursday, out at Calder with Ed Kaplan. So that's almost like a day off. He's going to be plunging his brains out. And then Friday again, a really brutal week, as the Humper has to work like just about all week long.
That was funny.
Except for like a little play day out there with Eddie K on Thursday. Nice going, Hank. He's doing it. By the way, don't forget, Let's Get Wild, the playoff push is on, and Let's Get Wild, the playoff run is on. They both suck. That's from the Suzanne Racing at the Marlin organization. Those are their cliches. They suck, Susan. Don't take it personal unless you want to, but it's very lame, very weak. It doesn't say anything about the Marlins there. And by the way, the games are all sold out, although the next 10 callers, I think we got some free tickets for them, don't we, Scott?
Sure, if you say so.
21 till... Probably Scott has already acquisitioned some of those for himself.
Probably.
You think?
Got to fund my way through college.
Anyway, let's see how hot those tickets are going to be with this audience. 20 till noon at 560 QAM.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Fudge packing?
This week on Lifetime, Television for Women. Monday, it's the classic and brutally honest landmark film, My Breast. Tuesday, it's the award-winning documentary, My Other Breast. Wednesday, it's the Lifetime original feature film, The Breast I Mentioned Before. Thursday, see a repeat showing of Joanne Stark's feminine masterpiece, Both My Breasts. And Friday finishes off the week with the made-for-television movie, My Vagina, from a breast perspective. That's all week long on Lifetime, Television for Women, because even Television for Women is still programmed by a man.
11:44:60 till noon. My psychic powers are astonishing even me. I voted. The new poll came up on our thing, and I clicked on John Stamos, and the moment I clicked it, guess who came on TV on the spot for 10-10 douchebag, some one of those phone deals?
Barbara Eden.
No, John Stamos. Is that amazing?
It is amazing.
He looked pretty good. Although, he's really probably not going to get too many votes, and he's not yet, because he's not that old. How old would you say he is?
About 30, man.
No, he's more like about 40, I would think, right?
40-ish.
Oh, 40 is not exactly old, especially to an old fart like me.
Geezerish.
At any rate, Barbara Eden's got 9, Sophia Loren 4, John Stamos and Brad Pitt have 3 apiece. Well, we'll see. We'll get some other names on there, I'm sure. Probably get a plethora.
I can't believe...
Nope. What?
I can't believe you forgot one.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Johnny Depp would be good. He still looks almost the damn same. You're right. He is a good choice. Johnny Depp. See, now the reason you notice that the 2 females we have on there, it's not who you have the hots for. That's not the question, but that's what they'll vote anyway.
Right.
Barbara Eden. They'd still like to hop on her bones. They'd like to open up that bottle and have her float out. Here's a call from Pittsburgh. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
They signed the goalie up here finally.
Yeah, I see that. They signed that kid. What the hell's his name?
Oh, I forget. He won a lot of money. I don't know where they came up with it.
No, he's a frog. He's some kind of a frog, but I saw that last night.
I wanted to ask you something you said.
Kid looks pretty good to me.
You said about this whole thing with Arnold is to get rid of Cruz Bustamante so they can sue Enron. Well,
right.
Well, first of all, Cruz Bustamante won't be gotten rid of. He's still lieutenant governor.
Yeah.
And Enron doesn't have any money anyway. They're bankrupt. So what if you sue them? Did you ever sue anybody that was bankrupt?
Enron is not out of business, though. See, that's
the
difference.
They're bankrupt.
They're not out of business. There's a difference between declaring bankruptcy and going out of business.
Yeah, but when you go bankrupt, all the stuff they owed people...
No, it depends on the conditions of the bankruptcy. It depends on the bankruptcy agreement.
Okay, well, one thing I never understood was if let's say FP&L overcharged everybody in Florida.
Yeah.
How would that hurt the state of Florida's budget? It would help it because they pay taxes on their income. So that actually would help the state of Florida if FP&L overcharged everybody in Florida. Right? I mean, think about it. It wouldn't hurt their budget.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with the budget.
Listen, say hi to Myron Cope, man.
He's terrible now. Every time he starts talking, this game that was pretty depressing for him, and he didn't say much, and then he just...
How about Bill Curry? Is he still alive, or did they steal his bow ties?
He's losing it.
And have a great day, sir. Call from Pittsburgh. Anybody have any idea what he was talking about? Yeah. 567-0560. Oh, McClintock just cashing his vote. Good old Tom. Has he got any chance? No.
Weeks of this campaign, all the major Republicans in this state rallying around Arnold Schwarzenegger and sending a not-so-subtle message saying the only...
A not-so-subtle message?
...win is to unite behind one candidate and all get behind Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Let's get behind Arnold. Is he qualified? By the way, 11 of the last 15 elections, Arnold didn't vote. In the last California and federal elections, 11 out of 15 didn't vote. So we know he was very politically astute, very much involved and concerned. Right. But Arnold's got a plan. He's going to clean up the mess in Sacramento, baby. He's going to do it. This is what America has become. This is the epitome of it. And I'll say it again. George, what that was the guy from the actor 100 years ago? George Murphy.
Custer.
George Murphy. He became a U.S. Senator from California. He was a actor, but he was a very distinguished guy. I mean, of course, he was a Republican because those guys all tend to be. But George Murphy. And then, of course, we had Ronald Reagan, who was the head of the Screen Actors Guild and used to be a Democrat, but then became like, Republican, born again.
Well, he made some money.
I beg your pardon?
He made some money.
But the fact of the matter is that at least Reagan was polished. I mean, he had the kiwi shoe polish on his hair. He was, he was very articulate. He was as smooth as butter, And then all of a sudden now we've gone haywire. I think it started with a Sonny Bono thing out there. And they can point at Florida all they want, which we do have many, 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 many problems. A lot of big problems.
About 30, man.
But the fact of the matter is California is where all of these showbiz people all of a sudden become big celebrities. How about Shirley Temple Black? Remember that?
Sure.
She was a member of Congress. Shirley Temple's Black. And when they found that out, they said, can we change our vote? Man. 5670560. I think I'm going to read this now.
Okay.
Sieg Heil, the Bush-Rove-Schwarzenegger Nazi nexus and the destabilization of California. George W. Bush's grandfather helped finance the Nazi Party. Karl Rove's grandfather allegedly helped run the Nazi Party and helped build the Birkenau death camp. Arnold Schwarzenegger's Austrian father volunteered for the infamous Nazi SA and became a ranking officer. Together they've destabilized California, are on the brink of bringing in a new Reich. With the Schwarzenegger candidacy, they've laid siege to America's largest state, lining it up for the 2004 election. The Bush family ties to the Nazi Party are well known. In their 1994 secret war against the Jews, Mark Ahrens and John Loftus used official U.S. documents to establish that George Herbert Walker, George W. Bush's maternal great-grandfather, was one of Hitler's most important early backers. He funneled money to the rising young fascist through the Union Banking Corporation. In 1926, Walker arranged to have his new son-in-law, Prescott Bush, father of President George Bush No. 1, grandfather of Bush No. 2, hired as vice president at W.A. Harriman & Company. Prescott became a senior partner when Harriman merged with a British-American investment company to become Brown Brothers Harriman. In 1934, Prescott Bush joined the board of directors of Union Banking. The bank helped Hitler rise to power. It also helped him wage war. As late as July 31st, 1941, well after the Nazi invasion of Poland, the U.S. government froze $3 million in Union banking assets linked to Franz Thyssen. Thyssen was noted in the American press as a German industrialist and original backer of Adolf Hitler. Loftus writes that Thyssen's American friends in New York were Prescott Bush and Herbert Walker, the father and father-in-law of a future president of the U.S. That would be the current president's father, George Herbert Walker Bush, also the former director of the CIA. On October 20th, 1942, the U.S. government ordered the seizure of Nazi Germany's banking operations in New York City, which were under the direction of Prescott Bush. The government seized control of Union Banking Corp. Under the Trading with the Enemy Act. The liquidation yielded a reported $750,000 apiece for Prescott Bush and George Herbert Walker. The book, The Splendid Blonde Beast, Money, Law, and Genocide, goes into exhaustive detail on Bush-Harriman Nazi money laundering. More recently, Michael Kranish covers the same Bush-Nazi relationships in The Rise of the Bush Family Dynasty, published in the Boston Globe. Loftus documents that Prescott Bush knowingly served as a money launderer for the Nazis. Remember that Union Bank's books and accounts were frozen by the U.S. alien property custodian in 1942 and not released back to the Bush family until 1951. Often ignored are the Bush family's post-World War II dealings with the former Nazis. John Foster Dulles, who had worked with the Bush family and the Harriman Company in laundering money for Nazi Germany, was Dwight Eisenhower's Secretary of State. His brother Alan Dulles became director of the CIA. As Martin Lee documents in The Beast Reawakens, American intelligence recruited numerous top Nazis to spy on the Soviets during the Cold War. Many established connections to the Bush family that helped finance their original rise to power. In 1988, Project Censored, in its top award, noted how many major mass media ignored, overlooked, or undercovered at least 10 critical stories reported in America's alternative press that raised serious questions about the Republican candidate George Bush, dating from his reported role as a CIA asset in 1963 to his presidential campaign's connection with a network of anti-Semites with Nazi and fascist affiliations in 1988. Investigative reporter Russ Belant established ties between the Republican Party and former Axis Nazis and fascists. In 2000 and 2001, the Columbus Alive published a series of articles documenting further links between Bush Sr. and the Reverend Sun Myung Moon and his own fascist networks in Japan and Korea. Karl Rove has parallel ties. The shadowy Rove serves as Bush's brain in the current White House. He is the political mastermind behind the California coup and is now in the headlines for outing Valerie Plame, the CIA wife of Ambassador Joseph Wilson. A consummate strategist, Rove may have outed Plame in retaliation for Wilson's failure to back up the Bush claim that Saddam Hussein was buying nuclear weapons materials in Africa. According to some published reports, as many as 70 CIA operatives have been put at risk by Rove's retaliatory strike. According to Wilson and retired U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander Al Martin, Rove's grandfather was Karl-Heinz Roverer, the Gauleiter of Oldenburg, whatever that is. Do we know what the Gauleiter is?
No.
Roverer was Reichsstatthalter, Nazi State Party chairman for his region. Oh, I love those words.
Sure.
He was also a partner and senior engineer in the Roverer Süddeutsch Ingenbüro engineering firm which built the Birkenau death camp, at which tens of thousands of Jews, gypsies, dissidents, and others were slaughtered en masse.
Ach du Liebe.
Exactly. I like the lever with bacon and onions, please. Rove, who's been based in Utah and associated with the Mormon Church, is widely viewed as the chief engineer of the current Bush administration. He and Tom DeLay are attempting to force the Texas legislature to redistrict its congressional delegations, adding 7 sure seats to the Republican column. By controlling the state houses in New York, Florida, Texas, and California, the GOP would have a lock on the 4 largest states in the Union, and thus the ability to manipulate vote counts and strip voter registration rules in the run-up to the 2004 election. Rove is a prime behind-the-scenes mover in the Schwarzenegger camp. On May 1st, 1939, a year after the Nazis took control of Schwarzenegger's native Austria, his father Gustav voluntarily joined Hitler's infamous SA, Brown Shirt Stormtroopers. This was just 6 months after the Brown Shirts played a key role in the Bloody Kristallnacht attacks on Germany's Jewish community. The Vienna Daily Der Standard noted recently that Gustav, a high-ranking Nazi, brought up the bespectacled, rather frail boy with an iron fist and quite a few slaps in the face. Arnold's father favored a Hitler-style mustache in photos. On October 3rd, ABC News broke the story of Schwarzenegger's 1977 interview in which he was asked whom he admired. Schwarzenegger replied, "I admire Adolf Hitler, for instance, because he came from being a little man with almost no formal education up to power. I admire him for being such a good public speaker and for what he did with it. To cover himself, Schwarzenegger's made substantial donations to the L.A.-based Wiesenthal Center, which tracks down ex-Nazis and also renounced Hitler. But he has not renounced his friendship with Austrian Kurt Waldheim, the one-time head of the UN with well-known Nazi ties. The book Arnold, an unauthorized biography, documents Arnold toasting Waldheim, who had participated in Nazi atrocities during WW2 at his wedding to Maria Shriver. My friends don't want me to mention Kurt's name because of all the recent Nazi stuff and UN controversy, Arnold said, but I love him and Maria does too, and so thank you, Kurt. On May 17, 2001, Schwarzenegger also met with Kenneth Kenny Boy Leavon right at the Peninsula Hotel in Los Angeles. Through the utility deregulation plan signed into law by Pete Wilson, Schwarzenegger's chief advisor, California, was destabilized, bankrupting the state government and opening the door for Tuesday's recall election. Lay has been George W. Bush's chief financial backer and a close associate of Karl Rove's. According to Bob Woodward's Bush at War, Bush attended a New York Yankees game soon after the 9/11 World Trade Center disaster, which we all remember. He wore a fireman's jacket. As he threw out the first pitch, the crowd roared. Thousands of fans stuck out their arms with thumbs up. Karl Rove, sitting in the box of Yankee owner George Steinbrenner, likened the roar of the crowd to a Nazi rally. He would know. That's it. That's the article by Bob Petrakis and Harvey Wasserman from the Columbus, Ohio Free Press. It's interesting, though. Now, years ago when I talked about these right-wing fascists and called them Nazis, oh, Neil, you go too far. You're so liberal. You're right. And now everybody you look at is just a small goose step away.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
I'm Frau Iliana Ross-Leitman, and I like scrubbing my smelly gorilla ass with soap made from jewels and listening to the Neil Roque Comunista Hour. Hey,
Now that he is on the ticket here, Arnold for governor's all we hear, yeah. If he's voted in, there'll be a big change. You're gonna feel the burn, you'll feel the pain, yeah.
Yes.
The laws he plans to pass include one to pump you up like a balloon, yeah. Now tell me, California, did I hear you curse? You'll all be a Mr. Universe. Even kids will get their training. The lunchboxes will all be waiting. Tell me, is that a vote for a movie star? Meat sex with the heavy bars. I hope you're ready for a Governor Schwarzenegger out here.
See, to answer the guy's question from Pittsburgh, I thought about it for about 20 seconds during the break, maybe a little longer than 20 seconds.
About 30, man.
And, the state of California was buying energy from these companies, which was gouging and ripping and raping and pillaging. It reminds me of what's happening right here now in Ontario, even though the guy doesn't want to hear about Canada. Very much like what happened when we had the big blackout. Mm-hmm. And right now they had to shut down one of the nuclear power plants yesterday for, they want to look it over and pee on it, whatever they're doing. At any rate, they shut it down, so they're having to buy additional wattage just to make sure that we don't have any blackouts or brownouts. Okay. Follow what I'm saying?
Sure.
So that cost them money, just like back during the big blackout for those 13, 14 hours, whatever it was. And the same thing in California. They were being gouged and raped to the tune of billions of dollars.
800% and 900% increases in rates when the deregulation took place.
Right. So we just mentioned that in passing to try to deconfuse our friend from Pittsburgh, he doesn't want to seem to be confused with the facts, although he does know a lot about Myron Cope.
But FP&L should charge a whole lot of money.
Right.
He shredded the Cope. What do you mean he knows about Myron Cope?
Over the years, which celebrity do you think has aged the best? That's our poll. We don't have a lot of names, although this faxer from yesterday was so successful. And again, a good list. Don't you agree?
Excellent list.
57 votes so far. Barbara Eaton, 19. Sophia Loren, 11. Raquel Welch, 8, which I didn't even know we put her on there. But she's a good choice. She looks pretty good. John Stamos, 6. Brad Pitt, 6. Dick Clark, 4. Johnny Depp, 3. Here's a list. Morgan Fairchild. How about Morgan Freeman? I'm sorry. Isn't he the same person as Denzel Washington? Morgan Fairchild is good. Catherine Zeta-Jones is good, although she married that idiot. I don't like him.
No, I don't. either.
Michael Douglas, he's just too in love with himself. He was good on the streets of San Francisco, and then when Carl Malden kind of thumbed his nose at him,
hey, Eric, check the fax machine, by the way. I faxed that list.
Who did what?
I faxed that list to Eric as well.
Oh, Raquel Welch. Oh, that's right, she's on there. Carol Alt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carol Alt?
Model.
Oh, I have no idea who that is. Well, I mean, us fags.
Right.
Kathy Ireland. Jane Seymour?
Oh, yeah.
And Isabella Rossellini. So there you go. There's 7 from a good faxer yesterday and today. Good list yesterday and a good list today. To kind of broaden our list a little bit. You don't want to have like just 3-4 names on it. I don't want my brother coming out of there with just his in his hand. 5670560. Those free Marlin playoff tickets aren't going too big, are they, Scott?
No, not at all.
Here's Miami Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Little known fact, there's a bill in the Senate that nobody's talked about that changed the law of who can run for president. They want to change it to, even if you weren't born here, as long as you were here for more than 20 years and became a citizen,
days. Right.
You could become you could run for president and become president.
I can smell it right now.
And guess what? Arnold has been here for more than 20 years.
Right. I would say
about 30, man. So we'll have Terminator for president. We're going to terminate Russia, terminate everybody.
All right. Okay. Thanks for the good news. Oh, speaking of presidents.
Good actions for economic vitality and growth.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Over the years, which celebrity do you think has aged the best? I think that's a good poll question.
Yeah.
I like it. The audience don't like it too much, but that's okay because we really don't care. They're obsessed with the playoffs, with the free Marlin tickets, Marlins and the Cubs. Don't forget we got the game for you tonight, of course, with a very, very terminally boring Dave Van Boring and the outstanding Booster Shambi. Who ought to be doing the whole game? Dave ought to be lucky they just even let him in the ballpark when you come right down to it. 7:45 Marlins on Drek, and then 8:20 is the first pitch, allegedly. Marlins at the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Boy, that's going to be some gathering there. First time in 95 years, in spite of the crap Scott was peddling yesterday, that they won a postseason series, and now they're into the championship finals for the first time since they had the wild card and all this other crap. You're kind of torn, aren't you?
No.
I know George is kind of rooting for the Cubs because of our Chicago trip and the Harry Carey experience and that deep dish pizza.
It's conflict.
Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Good.
Listen, how old is Fran Drescher, yo? Wasn't she in Saturday Night Fever? Fran Drescher?
Oh, Fran Drescher, the nanny?
Yeah. How old is
Fran
she?
Drescher?
Drescher, my bad.
Yeah.
How old is she? Wasn't she in Saturday Night Fever? About 30, man.
No, she was not.
No? I could swear she's over 50, no?
Saturday Night Fever, I think, was made before she was born.
Are you serious?
That was in the 70s. That was what year was that? 73,
75 or 6.
5?
So why am I thinking she's in that?
She might have been.
She might. You think? Well, I'll look it up.
But she's almost 60 and she still looks hot.
Fran Drescher looks hot?
Yeah, man.
Holy crap, man. I know this tremendous ophthalmologist to give you a hell of a discount if you mention my name.
That was a good one.
She's obnoxious. Hey, listen, everybody, every dog finds a bone, so to speak.
I'll put a muzzle on her, but I do it.
Oh.
All right, Neil, have a good one.
Wait a minute. What movie am I looking for? Saturday Night Fever. Just a minute. Don't go play hit and run now, okay? Ordinarily, I'm anxious to get the callers off, and in your case, I should be, but just hang on 1 second so I can look it up.
On IMDb? Is that what you're on?
Saturday Night Fever. No, I'm not on anything. I'm on drugs. No, I'm on my book, Video Hound's Golden Movie Retriever.
Books? What are those?
A dog lover. Let's see. Well, yeah, I know it's hard to read off a book. Saturday Night Fever, 1977. Okay, here's the cast. John Revolta, Karen Lynn Gomi, Barry Miller, Donna Pescow, Joseph Cowley, Bruce Amstein, Paul Pappy, Fran Drescher. This guy is
absolutely correct, sir.
We apologize profusely. I told you it'd be worth waiting.
So she's got to be past half a century.
100. Yeah, the movie was 26 years ago. She's got to be in her 50s, right?
So she's holding up pretty damn well.
She's holding on to it real well.
So why don't we put her in that poll and maybe she
she's
can
on
win.
there, man. You got it.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. How do you like that? See, I looked it up. Rather than being one of these people like Scott that gives a lot of misinformation out.
That's my job.
And then stubbornly sticks to it, okay? I mean, stick to your convictions, but don't stick to your misinformation, miss. So, Fran Drescher, let's put the nanny on there. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, I mean, she's in several of our polls. The one about the walking after anti-Semitism, she always does very well in that.
Sure.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. But I never would have believed that she was that old. She might be pushing 60 for all we know.
She might be.
In fact, she might be one of these days. Oh, I don't want to say that. Well, because that'll get that guy upset, because he likes her. He's got the hots for Fran. He'd put a muzzle on her, take away her credit cards. Here's Tamarack. Hello.
Plástico para comer. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
All right.
I understand you have some kind of a problem with your landscaping.
Yeah. He sucks.
He sucks?
Let me say it again. My landscaper sucks.
Well, why don't you fire him and have a real company come in there and take care of it for you?
That's exactly what I'm going to do. Thank you. 5670560, pound 560. Already fired him. I guess I'm going to use yours so you can, pass the info along to John and get this all done.
I'll do it.
Get it done behind the scenes, because otherwise we might have some axe murderer, foist himself upon us. Now, these people really did a crappy job, and then they have this outrageous, typical South Florida attitude like, oh, well, we didn't know doing nothing wrong. We don't know nothing about it. Right, you're full of crap, okay? I'm tempted to give their name on here because they suck, but I don't need the aggravation. Plus, my lawyer's a bozo who's into interior defecating. Well, look at this. Here's the latest on
Roy. The closing remarks, and we'll take just a couple of questions. So I'd like to first introduce Dr. Derek Duke, a neurosurgeon.
Dr.
And as I say, he'll have a short statement to read, and then we'll let him get back to work.
Yeah, shut up already and let him get back to work.
Mr. Horn's injury was extremely severe.
Roy!
And it is all but miraculous that he's alive at this time.
Roy!
A contributing factor to his current condition
Dr. Derek
is his
Duke.
extraordinary will and strong physical attributes.
Roy!
These are significant elements in his ability to recover.
Roy!
Mr. Horn is currently communicating with us and is responding nicely.
Roy!
I'd like to address a few erroneous bits of information about his status that has been circulating.
Please.
He is not now, nor has he ever been, in a drug-induced coma.
Roy!
While we are very pleased with his progress, Mr. Horn remains in critical condition, and it will be quite some time before we know the full extent of his recovery.
Oy!
Every day that passes increases his chances for survival and recovery. Thank you.
And that's it.
Roy!
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Duke. There's the Duke. There's the Duke giving you straight dope, so don't buy into all this other misinformation and crap you're getting, okay? Just like Fran Drescher not being in Saturday Night Fever, which it turns out the guy was absolutely correct, and she was in it. I don't remember, her name is listed last, so it might have been a small part.
I think she was there at the club, she danced with him, I think that's all that happened.
She was dancing with John Revolta? No wonder, maybe it rubbed off. Maybe that's how she became so revolting.
That's why she's staying alive.
Unlike Morris. Poor Morris. Ooh. Oh, don't play that. Don't do it. If you play that Bee Gees thing.
Kind of a heartless, cold-blooded bastard would do that.
We really are, and of course, it's all Pharrell's fault. We used to be very sympathetic and humane on his show. But since Scott Farrell came in, it's like we almost wish people would die, as long as it's not us. Here's a call from Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Good afternoon, Neil.
Yes, sir. Good PM to you.
Hey, those ratings that you had this summer, man. Killer ratings, man.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Where's this
I'm
going?
congratulating you on having good ratings for this summer.
Well, how about George? Give him a little credit. He was on much of the summer. Give George a little bit of credit.
Oh, George was the reason behind it.
There you go.
Any chance you guys get to step on Mo, do it.
Right.
I got a poll suggestion, too.
Go ahead.
Madonna.
Madonna has aged well. Well, you know something? I try to avoid looking at her puss as much as I can, but I'll put her down.
Well,
she's aged as well.
She doesn't look like a 40-year-old woman.
No, she looks about 60.
Looks like a 60-year-old man.
It depends on what hole you're looking at her through.
Exactly. Oh, God. I can't handle the whole thing. Okay, have a great day, Pally. That's what Brittany said. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. 5670560. What spot was that? What commercial was that? That was before you were born.
It's that Alka-Seltzer.
No, was it?
Trust me.
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. Yeah, you're right. That was the time when that species spicy meatball spot was very big, too, but long since passed. See, all you punks out there, you missed all the good stuff. That's the problem. And it wouldn't be so bad, except there ain't that much good stuff now, at least not in these categories. The AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Madonna. Put her on there just to,
We did.
Just to make him happy.
Sure.
Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Pretty damn good.
Love the show. I have two names for your poll, Sean
Already?
Connery and Cher.
Yeah, Cher looks like the same bag she always did. You're right.
Yep.
And Sean Connery, he can't be, what is he, about 90 now?
I think he's turning the 100.
Yeah, he still looks the same. You're right. Never changed a bit.
Neil, I'm also calling for those Marlins tickets.
Okay, hang on. 12 minutes past noon at 560 WQM. Hey, listen, if your carpets are looking really schmutzy, maybe it looks like they're aging faster than you are. Here's the answer. Call our good, close, personal friends at Dry Concepts, the #1 carpet cleaning company, not just in South Florida, not just in the state of Florida, but in the entire universe, because they're the only ones in the world who have this exclusive patented method of dry cleaning your carpets, which makes them look brand new, smell lemony fresh, and stay cleaner longer and last longer, too. I've been using them in my house for over 20 years, and you ought to be doing the same. And right now is a good time to call them, because this moment, Dry Concepts offers you a chance to save 15% on your next carpet cleaning. Just call them toll-free at 1-800-248-5071 and ask to be put on their standby list. And then Dry Concepts will give you a call next time they have an opening in their schedule. It's the same idea as when you fly standby. If you're available when they have an opening, they'll not only do the job for you, but knock 15% off the regular already low price. And please keep in mind, no scams, no rip-offs. They give you a written, guaranteed price up front before they start doing their fantastic work. So call Dry Concepts today and have your carpets looking and smelling just like brand new. Ask them to put you on their standby list. They may have an opening for you on the day that you call, and they'll still give you 15% off the price of that job. Do it today. Call toll-free 1-800-248-5071. That's 1-800-248-5071, or check them out on the web at dryconcepts.com.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Well, congratulations. Get a life.
We take you now behind the scenes of Living It Up with Allie and Jack. Talent booker Skizzy Buttnickel hits the phones to try and line up guests for the Daily Chat Fest.
All right, this shouldn't be too hard booking guests for a nationally televised talk show. Let's see here. All right, let's try Mr. Jack Nicholson. Here we go. Come on, pick it up.
Nicholson residence.
Good morning, Jack, please.
Who's calling, please?
It's Skizzy Buttnickel with Living It Up with Allie and Jack.
Please hold.
Good morning, Jack.
How are you?
It's Skizzy Buttnickel with Living It Up with Allie and Jack.
Skizzy Buttnickel?
Yeah, we hear you're going to be in town next week, and we'd love for you to do our show.
Keep dreaming, Buttnickel.
Oh, all right. I'll just put that on the callback list. Let's try, this should be good. Arnold Schwarzenegger running for governor. All right, let's see here.
Hi, this is a resident of Schwarzenegger, Governor.
Good morning, Arnie, please.
Who's calling, please?
It's Skizzy Buttnickel with Living It Up with Allie and Jack.
Please hold.
Don't even tell me who's on the phone. The way you answer. Hello?
Good morning, Arnie. It's Skizzy Buttnickel.
Skizzy Buttnickel, what is that?
Well, it's Skizzy Buttnickel.
Are you from California?
No, I'm calling from New York City, from the set of Living It Up with Allie and Jack.
That's a terrible program.
Arnie, I always love your wit. So anyway, we hear you're going to be in New York City next week, and we'd love you to do our show.
Oh, that's a terrible program. It's not done in California. If it was terrible and in California, I would do it. But it's not.
Ooh, Gratchoff. Let's see. Oh, this would be... You'll have amazing chemistry with Allie. Come on, pick it up.
Hello?
Oh, don't answer my phone.
Hello?
What are you doing? Hello?
Hello? President Clinton.
Mind what just happened there. Who's this?
Skizzy Buttnickel with Living It Up with Allie and Jack.
Hello, Mr. Buttnickel.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. If you didn't call, I'd be doing better.
Sorry about that, sir, but we'd love for you to do our show.
Oh, no, I couldn't go on that thing.
It's a nationally televised talk fest with Jack Ford and Allie Wentworth.
It's a nationally televised lobotomy. Bye-bye.
Mr. Clinton? This one will be a definite yes. No doubt about it right here. Here we go.
SpongeBob residence. This is Patrick speaking.
Good morning, Patrick. It's Skizzy Buttnickel with Living It Up with Allie and Jack. Can I speak to Mr. Squarepants, please?
Hello, who's on the phone, Patrick?
I don't know, SpongeBob.
Hello?
Good morning, Mr. Good morning, Good morning, Mr. Squarepants. It's Skizzy Buttnickel.
What do you want, Buttnickel?
Well, I'm calling you from the set of Living It Up with Allie and Jack, and we'd love for you to come to New York and do our show.
Are you serious? How far on the list have you gotten? I'm a sponge.
But you're a huge star, and we get huge stars with Living It Up with Allie and Jack.
Are you trying to talk like me?
No.
Your voice sounds like mine.
No.
Your show sucks.
What?
Ever notice how Jack Nicholson sounded so much like the Dice Man? Yeah, not until today did I notice that. Sounded just like him.
Not anymore, though.
And CNN says, this just in. This was about 3 minutes ago. This just in. Arnold and Maria leave polling place.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Our man in Cleveland says, no woman is aged better than Coochie Coochie Susan Lucci. Yeah, put that bitch on there. It'll make freaky Carlos out there at the front desk happy. If he's not squeezing his Tammy Faye Baker blow-up doll, he's squeezing the Coochie Coochie Susan Lucci one. Sean in Hollywood says, I don't know if 40 years old counts as aging. No, it's not the age that counts. See, it's just, I don't think they get that part.
It's relative.
Right. But Denise Austin is still harder than Chinese arithmetic. And for voice as well as looks for the fellows, how about Justin Hayward of the Moody Blues, or Roger Daltrey, Tina, well, I can't read this. Tina what? Tina Harper? Turper?
Don't know. Turner?
I can't read that.
Tina Turner?
Oh yeah, I guess that's what it said. The fax has got like a big black thing on both sides. Tina Turner, speaking of big and black. So there's, I don't know, Roger Daltrey, no, he never looked good, you know?
No, not when he was young.
Justin Hayward of the Moody Blues, I don't know, from the, I mean, I know the Moody Blues, but I don't know from Justin Hayward. Do you? I know Susan Hayward. And Denise Austin, let's put her on air along with Coochie Coochie. It's Susan Lucci. 5'6", well, I can't stand her. I can't stand that show. I can't stand people who like that show, but other than that, Barbara Eden's got 24 and Raquel Welch, old Rocky's got 21. Sophia Loren's 16. Boy, I tell you, man, she still looks the same.
Right.
I mean, obviously with a lot of makeup, but nevertheless, that's all we see. John Stamos has got 9, leading the guys. Dick Clark's got 8. 8 people are impressed by Dick. Brad Pitt and Johnny Depp each have 7. Fran Drescher, the nanny's got 6. We love the nanny. Morgan Fairchild, 3, Madonna 3, and everybody else. Just going on there as we're building an impressive list. Here's a fax from poor Alex, who always tries very hard, but generally like, I don't want to say that his faxes kind of fall flat, but sometimes they do. Well, he's got Sean Connery on top of his list, and we already have that, but, you know, when he sent this, we hadn't had it yet. But he's also got Harrison Ford.
Okay.
Tom Selleck. First of all, when's the last time how many years since we've seen Tom Selleck?
About 30, man.
Even Higgins don't know where the hell to find his ass. Oh, well, I shouldn't say that. You can put him on there if you want, whatever you like. And Dolly Parton. What would you be more impressed by, seeing the Red Sea Parton or Dolly Parton?
Oh.
And those gigantic, humongous hooters, and hers happen to be real.
No, they're not.
They're not?
No.
How do you know that? She had those before it became fashionable to have phony boobs.
Well, nevertheless, she had phony boobs first.
She has fake boobs?
Yes.
Well, put her on there then. Dolly Parton. Just for the hell of it. Somebody will vote for Dolly. 5670560. Officials warn of absentee vote factory and recall election in California. About 3.2 million Californians have requested absentee ballots for today's recall election, and election officials are growing worried that counting this record number of absentee ballots could drag out the results of an already unwieldy election, just like Florida. Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, make us feel a lot better. More than 2 million absentee ballots have been returned to election officials by yesterday, state officials said, but, so keep in mind that those 2 million, they already voted before all this other crap happened over the weekend, before they started with this crap. But about 1.2 million absentee and other ballots will not be counted until well after the election. Officials said yesterday that these votes could decide a potentially close race, raising the Arlen specter of an election with no clear winner for weeks. Oh, we like that. Of that total, 800,000 absentee ballots and an expected 400,000 that won't be counted until after the election because of anticipated snags won't be included in the preliminary results from the county, said Stephen Weir, the clerk recorder of Contra Costa County in Northern California and treasurer of a statewide association of county clerks and registrars. If it's close, it's bloody, he said. How do you like that? He says he estimated 10 to 12% of the votes statewide will be counted after tonight. The next day we're dead. People want to know what's left to be counted. And the bottom line is we're talking about 1.2 million votes that aren't counted on election night. Man. And it goes on at great length. I think we got it. If we don't have it, too bad. By the way, what's his name is still alive.
Roy!
You're not too happy about that.
Damn it.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Here's a call from Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm calling about the Marlins tickets.
Yeah?
Do you have tickets available?
How many do you want?
2.
Friday or Saturday?
Saturday would be better.
Okay, hang on. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. And Verizon, we don't have any Marlin tickets. On the AT&T.
You mumbling again?
Yeah, mumbling. Well, not because I want to see how we can play with them, how long it'll go on for the... I mean, Jesus, are they nuts? Are they nuts?
Yes.
Here's a call from the Keys. Hello.
Hello, Neil. How you doing
Yes,
today?
sir.
Well, let me tell you, you've got a lot of fascinating topics. Number one, I want to correct. There was a guy who called in earlier saying about they want to switch the voting to people who are here 20 years or whatever.
Yeah.
First of all, that would be such a pain in the keister to do, because number one, that would be a constitutional amendment. It's just ridiculous the amount of things they'd have to go through to get
Right.
there. Number two.
Well, he's just getting a little paranoid that maybe Arnold could be the President Terminator.
No, Arnold could never be the Terminator.
Really?
The other thing I wanted to talk to you about,
How about Heinrich Himmler?
I want you to talk to me about Canada. Tell me about Canada. How much that guy heard? I want to know about how's the St. Lawrence River looking at this time of the year up there?
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It's a lovely thing.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh,
in fact, I'm watching a curling match on the ice right now, right outside my window. And have a great day, eh? 26 past noon at 560 WQAM. Attention all you mortgage shoppers out there. The following message could save you a lot of cash, tens of thousands of dollars. Interest rates for home loans are shooting up dramatically, but there's still, and by the way, South Florida still looks like the same swamp. There's still an interest rate available for you at 1.95%. That's right, from our friends at Financial Group. Call them toll free, 1-800-940-LEND. It's true, the economy is changing. So if you're even thinking about refinancing your home, or if you want to move up to a better real estate investment, call the Paisans at Financial Group at 1-800-940-LEND. And with a low interest rate like 1.95%, wait till you hear these low monthly payments. If you take out a $100,000 loan, your payments are a mere $368 bucks a month. If you take, I said bucks, $200,000 loan, you pay only $736 a month. Don't confuse me with Leon Harris. Call Financial Group right now and get the low 1.95% interest rate you've been hoping and praying and wishing for. Call today because interest rates are climbing, and you can still hop in on this bandwagon with that low 1.95% rate. Call 1-800-940-LEND. They're an equal housing lender. Credit restrictions apply. Rates subject to change monthly. 5.19 APR.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
You go back to Canada, you Jew bastard.
All right.
Anyway, guess who I just put on our list?
Who? I give up.
You give up? Born March 14, 1957. You never would have thought of him. I looked it up, I scoured to find how old he was, because I'm thinking to myself, he's never changed. So 43, who's only 46? No, wait a minute, that's not right. 47. He's 56. Billy Crystal.
Okay.
You don't think?
Yeah, whatever.
He looks the same as he did like 30 years ago.
Goofy.
He's 56. He's pushing 60. He's probably older than freaking Fran Drescher. I could have looked that up too and seen how old that bitch is.
I know.
The Annie. I'll look it up. Next break. 5670560, pound 560. Oh, a radio host proclaims he has suicide video. I almost let that story go. We talked about it all last week.
Let it go.
A Chicago man says he has exclusive video of the much-hyped Hell on Earth performance Saturday night in St. Petersburg, including crazy footage that purports to show a sickly-looking man committing suicide through some sort of asphyxiation. But Shane Bugbee isn't necessarily buying that it's real. Hell on Earth frontman Billy Tortolove out earlier in the week to defy a hastily passed city ordinance by broadcasting over the internet the live suicide of a terminally ill fan in conjunction with his band's performance Saturday night. But the web host shut down the site before showtime. The site was getting entirely too many hits and couldn't keep up with it, said Sean Hughes, a technical supporter worker for Candid Hosting in Tampa. The site was getting more than 800 hits a second, he said, and was slowing connection to 36 other websites that share the same equipment. 800 hits a second, that's incredible, is what he said.
Incredible.
It's scary. It's a sick society who wants to look at that stuff. Tortolo told the Associated Press that the concert held at an undisclosed location in St. Petersburg went on as planned. As for the suicide, which he said would be held at a separate undisclosed location in St. Petersburg, I don't know if that was done tonight, he said. What? Do you understand this?
No.
Anyway, Bugby said he's got two videos. He said he's been interviewing Tortolo the past few days, plans to share what he's learned during his 2-hour internet radio program at noon. Well, this was yesterday, so we missed it. Bugby says he's got two videos, one of the band's performance, another of something that looks crazy and appears to show a man committing suicide, but I don't know if I believe it, Bugby said. I want some more information. Until I see police taking a body out of a home, it could be Billy's girlfriend for all I know. I don't know what the hell it is. You don't think the public got sucked in again, do you?
Yes.
Oh.
Gee.
Now, we haven't had a lady caller on this show in how many days now?
About 30, man.
A long time, but I see there's a lady in Miami. Hello?
Hello.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
just want to add Lorenzo Lamas to your
Who?
list.
Lorenzo Lamas.
Yeah, I think he's a raging honk. Yeah.
He looks damn good to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, sweetheart.
Okay.
Have a great day. Lorenzo Lamas looks damn good to me in spite of George's hatred.
Yeah, he Lamas ass.
I don't give a crap. I'm telling you right now, he still looks pretty damn good. Not like he used to. What was that show he was on? Falcon Crest.
Yes.
And that movie, The Snake Wrestler, he was always wrestling with his snake. Boy, I must have missed some episodes of that. I'd sure like to see him now.
Snake Eater.
By the way, speaking of Peter North, did I ever, I don't know if I ever told you this. I tell everybody I can that I have somewhere in my possession down there. I have an old Peter North movie when he was about 20.
Yeah.
And there was a gay porn video where Peter North, did I tell you this?
Yes, you have.
Is giving and taking.
Rectum.
I don't want to get more graphic than that, but he's like giving and taking. Like giving with one hand and taking away with the other one, yeah.
Better to give than to receive.
Right.
Some people
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Here's a call from Pompano. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
About Larry King.
What about him? He only looks like about 150.
Yeah, but he doesn't look bad. And I got a question for you about Canada. How come Americans aren't moving up there if it's so good?
Oh, it's not. It's horrible here, man. You don't want to come here.
How come the Canadians move down here?
It's awful. It's awful. Yeah, take a look at which Canadians come down here, sir. The old frogs, okay? The decrepit old frogs waiting to die. The cheap old decrepit frogs because they fit in like a rubber glove, okay? Take your Canadian hostility and stick it up your American ass, okay, moron? 5670560, pound 560. Who the hell's talking about Canada today? This is like a new daisy chain we got going on. Who the hell is freaking talking about Canada? We're talking about the Marlins and the Cubs. Are they playing in Canada? No. We're talking about the election in California. Is that being held in Canada? No. Begins with the same two letters, though. That must be it. Give me a C. Give me a A. A. Here's Bokeh. Hello. Boca.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Regarding the poll,
Yes.
Fran Drescher, she turned 46 last week.
Oh, that's not old.
No.
Well, if she turned 46 and the movie was out in 77, I'd say she was 20. That makes sense.
How about that?
Sir. Okay, thanks for the info. I guess that was it. It was just like, a statement of fact. She turned 46 last week. Yeah, she's not some old bag, unlike Billy Crystal, who's 56. Now he's starting to get like catching up to me. Now he's starting to get old and cranky. Looks the same. I don't care what you say. How about Bob Franken on CNN? Nobody knows who that is, but he's on there right now.
Sir, is it the ball about...
He's looked the same for a lot of years.
About 30, man.
Yeah, always looks the same. He looked old when he was like 20. He looked like that. Old. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Raquel Welch. Over the years, which celebrity do you think has aged the best? Raquel's got 30. How many she got?
About 30, man.
Barbara Eden, 25. Sophia Loren, 24. Dick Clark, 13, even though we hate Dick. Catherine Zeta-Jones, 12. John Stamos, 9. Old Blackie. Brad Pitt, 7. Johnny Depp, 7. The Nanny's got 6. And then it's very small single digits from there. It's building. We're working on it.
What about Scott Baio?
When's the last time you saw him?
Long time.
He was married to that blonde Nicolette Sheridan from Knots Landing. It just came to me.
Oh, I know.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, I guess.
Or was that somebody else I'm thinking of? I'm pretty sure he was married to her.
No, just somebody occurred to me. Ralph Macchio.
Okay.
He's always playing teenagers. He was like 80.
Ralph, well, we could put Robbie Benson on there too, but we don't know what he looks like anymore. Plus, he had a heart attack and all kinds of problems. Plus, he was Jewish. So, but Ralph Macchio, do we see him anymore?
Not lately.
So why would we put him on there? If we don't know what he looks like now, I mean, granted, in days gone by, but keep in mind, he was married when he was like 16 years old or something like that. Did you know that?
Yes.
When he was like a little punk. And his message to you, by the way, is Kung Fu, or something that sounds similar to that. What was the name of that old Chinese guy?
Pat Morita.
Oh, yeah, Pat Morita. Very good. That was in all them awful movies. They were terrible, horrible movies. No, don't put Ralph Macchio on there. He's like a nerd. He's probably pretty old by now.
About 30, man.
Yeah, and still looks the same. 21 till 1 at 560 WQAM. The Mad Dog is doing a show like right there in the studio today, which I have no idea why. He should be doing it from Wrigley Field. If this radio station had any brains at all, they'd have him right up there in Chicago, wouldn't they?
No, you know why?
Why is that?
There's a garbage strike up there, 6 days old.
You are the most, there's something missing, you know what I'm talking, in your brain. If they could just find
I learned something today.
The missing link is in your brain. There's just something, there's nothing ever good with you. There's always some negative, some sour, I hate to even give you all those hockey tickets you're begging for because you'll have something negative to say about every game, like the Panthers will get their ass kicked in most of those games, which they probably will. But, so don't give me any negatory reports. And then, of course, the assholes that'll be sitting around you, which I promise you that. I know that, because I know who they are. I wonder if that guy's going to be sitting in front of me again with his poor little kid that has to put up with his behavior the whole game. Oh, God. Phil Saltzman's buddies. 20-1, but nevertheless, you'll take the tickets and you'll like them, Scott, okay? And like I said, Mad Dog should be doing a show in Chicago, with or without the garbage. Hank's at Shula's this afternoon, 4 to 7. We got the Marlin pregame at 7, 7:45. It's Marlin on deck, which I don't know what the difference really is. And then at 8:20, first game, the Marlins at the Cubs, the NCLS game number 1, the first pitch. And the excitement, even up here north of the border, we can feel it. We can smell it from Wrigley Field. I can feel those days at Murphy's Bleachers. Remember those days?
Oh, yeah, that day.
I remember one of them.
Sure.
Before Disney sent you back. Although I think Marvin got to stick around a long time.
Yes, he did.
Marvin had naked pictures of Disney with a goat. Hey, if you're looking to replace that tired old carpeting in your home, here's a great idea. Call our friends at Laminates R Us. They're the easy, low-maintenance alternative to natural wood flooring, which looks great but costs so damn much money. Laminates R Us is the best place for you to find laminated wood flooring from Peridor, Pergo, Wilsonart, Unifloor, and Quickstep. And all of Laminates R Us flooring is installed by Pergo-certified installers, too. Here's another good reason to call Laminates R Us. Their prices are so unbelievably, as the Brits like to say, so bloody low that it'll probably floor you. Notice how I'm stumbling around to get that?
That's right.
Right now, you can get their fall special. Oh, I said fall. You can get their fall special for just $1,495. Just $1,495 gets you up to 295 square feet of beautiful laminate wood flooring. It is unbelievable and unbeatable, I guarantee you. And Laminates R Us, to prove it to you, will match any legitimate written offer. For a free in-home estimate with no obligation, call Laminates R Us toll-free today at 1-877-777-3336. What could be simpler? They give you free carpet disposal, free furniture moving, a 25-year warranty, and years of beautiful, easy care laminate wood flooring. Call Laminates R Us today toll-free at 1-877-777-3336.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
I'm here to talk about a problem that's been on the minds of women everywhere. Tired of that man smell? Your guy's been driving a truck all day, and he wants you to go, down there where he has that man smell. Well, Prince Massive Belly understands. I'll say goodbye to that man smell with new scented and flavored shrink-wrap condoms. These one-size-fits-all condoms slip on with ease, and using any household blow dryer seals in freshness. Put some excitement in your mouth, ladies, with such delightful flavors as Blue Ball Berry, Tutti Frutti, and Pina Colada. Prince Massive Belly Shrink Wrap Condoms. Lick one today.
12:47 at 560 WQM 13 till 1. Yeah. Lots to talk about California, even though our audience, about half of them said, who gives a Schmidt, is basically what they said. And who the hell can blame them? Here's Pompano. Hello.
Yeah, hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've got two additions for your list. One male, one female.
Yes.
Female would be Kim Basinger, or Basinger, whatever she pronounces her name as. I don't know.
Basinger, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whatever. And the guy would be Jeff Bridges. I met him a few months ago, and the guy's like in his mid-50s, and he
looks like he's like 80.
No. He looks quite good, really.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Do you do anything with him?
No. I just talk to him. I mean, I admire his work, but that's about it. One other thing, though, you've got Denise Austin and Catherine Zeta-Jones. These girls are like in their early 30s. How are they aging gracefully? They haven't even aged
Denise
yet.
Austin's at 40 at least.
Denise Austin,
she's not 40.
At least.
No, I'm sorry. Denise Austin, yeah, but Catherine Zeta-Jones is like in her early 30s. There was a sort of thing about her.
Yeah, that's a good point. What the hell is she doing on there?
Yeah,
You'd have to be at least 40 to be on this. I mean, what kind of aging is that? Those are the same people that voted yesterday that when you get to be 25, you're old and you're not happy with your birthdays anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know
what's going on. Cross her off of there, Eric. Get her ass off of there.
And I don't know what's going on in California, but I just hope they put this recall down, because I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more of this around the country if this happens there. It's almost like, if you don't like somebody, even after a week. Now, my brother lives in California, and he was telling me that you can have a recall for the governor at any time. Like even, let's say, 2 months down the road after this recall is over.
That's what they're talking about. They're saying that if more of these charges come through and they investigate him and they turn out to be true, and he's committed all these crimes, that the first thing the Democrats are going to do is start a recall, because it'll be easy for them to get the signatures on petitions, and they'll have another damn election.
I mean, the political system in this country is messed up enough, but this definitely almost rivals what went on down here back in 2000. And
I think they got us beat. I think you just wait, like they said about the absentee ballots. Just wait.
Oh yeah, that's the truth. I mean, that's true. Everything here was taken from us down there. The people are willingly going along with this process, which is doesn't say much for the collective IQ of Californians.
Well said. Have a great day, Pally.
You too, Neil.
Thanks. Let's get what's her name off of there, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Plus, she's married Michael Douglas, so we don't like her anyway.
That'll
you like her, but that's for different reasons, because you want to hop on her and you're never going to get to hop on her, never going to touch her, so you might as well dislike her. Speaking of Leon Harris and Kirby Puckett, my favorite all-time memory of Tony Cigaretto was when, as a young sportscaster on Channel 4, instead of saying Mike Schmidt, he yelled out, well, Mike Schmidt, without the M. See, there's no other way I can say that. It turned Ralph's neck even redder. Bob Mayer fell off his phone book, and Weaver flipped his wig. How do you like that? I wish I'd have seen that.
Sure. Maybe there's a tape.
Silly-ass Tony Cigaretto. Now, let's see. Here's something for the asshole that just called. U.S. political climate has some heading north. Oh, yeah, for all you anti-Canadians out there that think everything is so wonderful in the USA. Think everything is good in the U.S., eh? For all they share economically and culturally, Canada and the U.S. increasingly are at odds on basic social policies, to the point that at least a few discontented Americans are planning to move north and try their neighbor's way of life. A husband and wife at Minnesota, a college student in Georgia, a younger executive in New York, each has distinct motives for packing up, but they agree the United States is growing too conservative and think Canada offers a more inclusive, less selfish society.
Absolutely correct, sir.
Amen. For me, it's a no-brainer, said Molly Ingebrand, a Minneapolis puppeteer who plans to go to Vancouver, B.C. with her husband and 2-year-old son. They probably would have come to Toronto, but there's too many Jews here. And you know those Swedes.
No.
It's the most amazing opportunity I can imagine, she said, to live in a society where there are different priorities in caring for your fellow citizens. For decades, even while nurturing close ties with the U.S., Canadians often have chosen a different path, establishing universal health care, maintaining ties with Cuba, imposing tough gun control laws. 2 current Canadian initiatives to decriminalize marijuana and legalize same-sex marriage have pleased many U.S. liberals and irked conservatives. And it goes on at great length. Thank you so much for the article, okay? There's lots of people coming on up. Come on up, okay? Except for all you sourputses. Don't come here because they'll kick your ass out. People here are friendly, they're pleasant, they're happy, they're much stress-free. But that's just the way it is. Oh, you can't say those things. We don't care. Well, then turn it off. Go listen to Rush, okay? Go pop some pills with Rush. Quit giving me a song to dance about what I'm supposed to talk about and the fact that you don't like it. See, there's right there. It speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. Exporting misery. You ought to be pleased that I'm like 1,200 miles away so that you can export all your hysteria and hatred all the way up here. Probably like sailing all the way up to Iqaluit and Moose Jaw. by the time it gets done.
Right next to Medicine Hat.
We're not too far. Right near Kappa's Casing.
Who is Kappa's Casing?
Here's a call from Plantation, which is right next door. Hello.
How could we forget Bob Barker for the list?
What is he, 110 now?
Yeah,
Man,
he looks great.
It's amazing
right.
he's not dead.
You're right. He's 100 years old. He still looks not a day over 70. You're right.
And he's still working, and he can talk and function like a normal human being. I love you, Neil. You have a great day.
Okay, you too. No, he belongs on there, Bob Barker.
Sure enough.
I mean, he did the hair thing, but he did that only because the audience. And I remember they showed a piece about that on E! or one of those, where he tried that. He asked the audience whether they liked the white-haired, older-looking Bob Barker or the dyed Ronald Reagan, the Kiwi shoe polish Bob Barker. And they said, "Oh, Bob, you just turned 110. We don't mind if you have white hair. We still like you." Except for Diane Parkinson with her disease or whatever. And wasn't that her name?
Right.
The one that sued and said he was pawing all over her and all that other crap. He said, "Spin this, bitch." Bob Barker. Nobody don't like Bob Barker, especially the animals love him. I wonder what he was thinking about that tiger, huh? He was probably thinking the same thing about as you're thinking. Yeah,
right.
Quit exploiting those poor animals for fun and profit. What is it?
It's one for them, the Tigers.
Oh. Well, the Tigers, sure, that's one of their few victories of the year, I'll tell you that. Here's a call from Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil, you should throw George Hamilton on there. His skin's still tight.
Right. George Hamilton, he don't look a day over, you're right. He looks the same. He's been around
I think he's 100, but he still looks 50. So.
You're right. Okay, he's on there, man.
You think I could get Marlin tickets?
Sure, hold on. Oh, I forgot to ask him how many he wanted.
Just give him 4.
George Hamilton. What?
Just give him 4.
Okay, full. Give him what full, okay? I don't know if we want to give away any more Marlin tickets.
No more.
Really?
No more.
Come on, how about a dozen?
No more. No more.
Absolutely.
Boy, I've sure missed hearing his voice the last 2 mornings.
No.
Not. Although Geldy sounded, I don't know, Geldy sounded like his balls were in a ringer this morning, more so than usual. I mean, that's not a bulletin, but he sounded like, I don't know.
A ringer?
No, seriously, his voice was really thin. Not just squeaky, which it always is, but very thin. Like maybe he was inhaling helium. He was sucking helium. 5670560. Oh, this story. Speaking of fags, storming the Big Easy. Gay Mardi Gras targeted by Christian patriot on a mission from God.
Oh, God.
During the annual Mardi Gras festival, the atmosphere in New Orleans is clearly anything goes. But another wildly popular New Orleans celebration, the annual Southern Decadence Festival, or Gay Mardi Gras, is making some people wonder whether the city's anything goes attitude should just plain go away, oy vey. The Reverend Grant Storms, what a shock, the Reverend Grant Storms, who calls himself a fundamentalist Christian patriot on a mission from God, is at the forefront of this effort. Maybe he's on the same mission that gave that talent on loan to God from God to Rush, you think? In fact, if Rush is so desperate for them pills, why didn't God deliver a package? Storm says he became interested in Southern Decadence in 2001 when a fellow preacher described lewd sexual acts he'd seen at the festival, some of which he probably was doing himself. The following year, Storms went to the festival with a video camera and taped men exposing themselves having oral sex in public.
All right.
And bar rooms showing homosexual pornography available from the streets with the doors open. Storms took his tape to police, the media, and lawmakers, including State Representative Danny Martini, a Republican, who reacted by helping pass a bill that toughens the penalty for public sex. When you have an anything-goes mentality, you draw people into your city who have the same mentality, Martini said. Remember Mr. Martini in Cuckoo's Nest?
Sure do.
The only time we have to step in is when they go over the line. I think this is clearly over the line. Many in the gay community say what Storms captured on camera was an isolated incident and not the norm. It's a party. We get drunk, we hit the bars, hit the restaurants, wear costumes, have a good time, throw beads. That's what it's about, said Rusty LaRue, this year's Southern Decadence Grand Marshal. But Storms, buoyed by the success of his video campaign, says he's preparing to wage what he calls an even holier crusade. Holier, as in holy moly.
What an ass holy.
Right. Or, as Aaron and Harry would say,
Holy cow!
Storms told ABC News he wants to end Southern Decadence totally, utterly, and totally, he said. We want them out of town. In a city where almost 40% of the population is Roman Catholic, the Archdiocese of New Orleans agreed with Storms and asked officials to ban Southern Decadence, but the head of the mayor's task force on gay and lesbian issues says the city can't afford to ban it. They can't do it. Many of the hotels, restaurants, bars in the quarter make up for losses through the summer weekend, through the summer, just during the weekend of Decadence at Randall Beach. Storms condemned the city officials. They're prostitutes. They're legalized prostitutas, he said. But the protest only fired up the opposition. The gay community in New Orleans numbers more than 100,000 and clearly influences the city's economy and politics. I don't think they've got a right to have openly sex in the street. I don't plan on that, said participant Tim Holt. But I do have a right to be who I am in the street. He's stomping on my individual freedoms, goddammit. LaRue said he thought Storms is very homophobic. Storms said he's not anti-gay per se. I'm anti-decadence, anti-depravity. I'm anti-sin, he said. And I'm anti-Neil. However, he asked if he thought homosexuality is a sin. Storm said, yes, undoubtedly the Bible's very clear, is what he said. When Storm's followers and the revelers of Southern decadence ultimately met, the streets echoed out with chants of Jesus and opposing chants of haters, 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 Jesus, Jesus. There you go. I think there's only one conclusion we make about that.
Yo, Jay!
Yeah. What a revelation, if you pardon that expression, to find out that the Jay he would be talking about be old Jesus himself. And speaking of people who don't look all that bad, well, you know, the Jesus depicted by the Goyim, he never looked that good in the first place, you know? Even when he's like a little baby who's badly in need of a haircut. And new shoes.
We're Sports Radio 560, QAM.
Oh, this is Arnold. This is not a tumor. It's the 1 to 2 hour. Propaganda, 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 propaganda.
I'm Ted Koppel, and this is not my day off. Tonight, Arnold Schwarzenegger will be joining us by satellite. Good evening, Arnold.
Hello.
Could you put your recovery plan for California's economy into perspective?
We were organizing that.
What?
I said, if the people they cannot pay, let them die.
You know, Arnold, I've been curious about this, so I must ask you, how does your lovely wife Maria achieve that wire hanger look in her cheeks?
We were what? I said I hold her down and force wire hanger in her mouth. She was just a woman, Hunter Kennedy.
It seems someone just threw an egg at you.
I much prefer tomatoes.
You might mention my name to Rice Marshal Goering.
102 at 560. They just showed his push on here again, you know, the Happiness California thing, because the polls close at 8 o'clock out there, 11 o'clock our time. And I'm looking at him.
Okay.
And I'm thinking to myself, besides the goose-stepping and the fascism and all of that, what he shares in common with El Presidente is the fact that they both look like morons. Not only do they qualify, certifiable, but they both look dumb. I mean, really, really dumb, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Absolutely.
Oh. Here's a call from Fort Myers. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Great
Good
show.
afternoon.
Listen, I got two things to say. One of them is Bonnie Raitt.
Ew.
And the other
George
one is
making guttural sounds. And the other one is...
and when can we recall Jib?
Okay. And have a great day.
Am I putting Bonnie Raitt on there, who was ugly the day she was born?
No. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. He can't help it. He was in like Fort Myers, one of them places, and one of these days they'll let him out and then he'll tell the truth. He'll tell the real story. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Good afternoon, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Great.
I got one for your list. About Jane Fonda.
No, somebody just faxed that.
Somebody, you must be psychic. Somebody just faxed it in, and it's an excellent choice. She has aged like fine wine, even though a lot of people hate her like poison, but that's their prerogative. But she still looks pretty good for about 80.
Yeah, she sure does. She'll get my vote, that's for sure.
Okay, you got it, man.
One other question.
Yes.
I haven't been following this election too much in California, as they say. Is this, now, if Arnold wins today, does that mean he wins the governorship, or he has the right to go against Gray Davis, or are they actually voting that there's something on the ballot that says we want a recall? I'm not sure.
Well, it's a two-part thing. The first part says, should we recall the governor? If they vote no, if no exceeds yes, in other words, if no gets like 50% plus one,
right,
and they turn down the recall, then it doesn't make any difference who won the other part. But if they vote yes to recall the governor by one vote or more, then whoever has the most votes of the 135 candidates or whatever it is on there, which almost certainly will be Arnold, will be the next governor.
Okay, so, but Gray Davis is on there for the second part.
No.
Oh, he's not?
No. Well, why would he be on there in the second part when he's already still the governor? In other words, if the first part...
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Have a great day. Thank you. No, the first part says that, should we recall him? And if they recall him, he's no longer the governor. So, they're not going to put him on there. They discussed that in the beginning. They were talking about that, but no, they said that they couldn't handle more than 135. Let's see. Here's a chronic faxer. What about Hanoi Jane Fonda? This is what you were just saying, that hot old wench. I'd still give her the old man-laid meat pipe. Wow. That commie pinko bitch. Sure, who cares about politics when you're having a hot shtup, huh? Right. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T. I mean, if it's good enough for James Carville and Mary Magdalene or whatever the hell her name is. What is her name?
Mary Magdalene.
Like I said, Mary Magdalene. Over the years, which celebrity do you think has aged the best? And Raquel Welch, 36. Sophia Loren, 33. She's impeccable. Barbara Eden, 29. Dick Clark, 18. Speaking of Catherine Zeta-Jones, I thought we were taking her off of there because she just, how old is she?
About 30, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Get her off. Well, okay. John Stamos, 10. Brad Pitt, 10. Fran Drescher, the nanny's tied with Johnny Depp and Sean Connery. Ever see the three of them together?
No.
They each have 9. Sean Connery is tied with Johnny. I bet she's not too happy about that Fran Drescher bitch. Morgan Fairchild, 7. Madonna, 4. Dolly Parton, 4. Susan Coochie, she's a Lucci, she's got 4. Jane Seymour, 4. Harrison Ford, 4. Tina's Turner's got 3, and then after that it's, small potatoes. By the way, Carol Alt don't have any. I still don't know who that is.
Hey, do you know who Ron Greschner was?
Ron Greschner?
Yeah.
No.
Hockey player for the Rangers.
Never heard of him.
He was married to Carol Alt.
I never heard of Ron Greschner. Are you sure that's the right name? Because you generally butcher these names something fierce.
No. I know my Rangers hockey.
Ron Greschner?
That's correct.
You don't know Gus Worsley from Eddie Jackman, man. You wouldn't know Brad Park from Out of the Park.
Brad Park was in that 78 Cup series.
Cubs series?
Cup.
Cubs?
Stanley Cup.
Cubs and the Rangers?
That too.
Stanley Cubs.
Here's a call from Miami. Buenos dias.
Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good.
I got Gary Coleman. He still looks 13.
You got what?
Gary
Coleman,
he said. He still looks 13.
Yeah, Gary Coleman aged very well. And that's, how many votes he's going to get?
None.
13. Okay, thank you so much. That was pretty clever, wasn't it?
No.
5670560. Plus, it sounded like he was on Uranus, like on another planet.
Not mine.
Well, that's because you're so far away, Neil. None of us were pretty resentful of all that Canadian crap.
We'll speak up.
The Canadian crap even smells better than some of your American crap. I'll tell you that right now.
Smells like back bacon.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line, eh? Almost hockey season, man. The season starts on Wednesday, which is tomorrow last time I checked. Now, the Panthers don't play until when?
Thursday.
Oh, we got the game against the Carolina Hurricanes, but is that a home game or a road game?
Home game.
It's a home game?
Please.
Please what?
Please tickets.
Oh, you could have the tickets, but I don't know how you're going to get them. George would have to facilitate that for you.
Uh-oh.
I'll pimp it.
Will you?
I'll draw him a map.
I'll leave that in your hands, okay? I'm not going to be the pimp myself and get involved in the go-between, because I have a feeling I know somebody who's not going to have any interest in going to see the Panthers and the Carolina Hurricanes. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think so. Maybe we ought to check in with the Racing Channel and see if we have any races from Calder today.
Until post time for the first. Fast and firm the conditions at the Big M, number 4.
Oh, the Meadowlands. Let's go to the Meadowlands.
Yes.
You ought to be familiar with that. That's in Jersey.
Benny the Whip.
Right there in your backyard. You start with the Benny Webster stuff again, man. You're going to get whipped all right out the door.
All I know is Jackie Moe.
Here's a call from Jackie Lee. Just be glad you don't know him. Here's a call from Kendall. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got Heather Locklear.
You got Heather Locklear?
I mean, she's a...
Give her up. Yeah, give her up, man.
No,
a lot of guys are
like
jonesing for it. Okay, thanks a lot, pal. Oh, he wanted some Marlin tickets. Damn it. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Can it only be 109? I realize 50% of this audience don't care about the California thing. And you want to know why? Because they don't understand the significance of it.
No, they don't.
And when we did the Who's the Dumbest of Them All yesterday, only 22 votes out of well over 1,000, we have almost 1,200, only 22 votes for Arnold. They don't get it. And you want to know why? Because they've been terminated. Because they've been brainwashed by the fact that he's this big, gigantic, ridiculous movie star, and they don't realize that he's dumber than goddamn sawdust, than ragweed. Man. Shocking. I mean, it wasn't bad. See, this goes to show you, they always say, oh, never again, no matter what it is, the Holocaust, fixed elections, never again. We're not going to sit back and put up with it. And you're full of crap. They can keep raping you, man, and you lie there like you're enjoying it, like it feels good, right?
Absolutely.
You bet.
Gang rape.
Anybody knows about getting raped at it. That's the guy. And so they stole the election in Florida right there in broad daylight. Let us in! Let us in! You know, and the Supreme Court, of course, these Supremes, when Diana Ross voted, it really kind of put me off. And they stole that and the whole presidency, and now they're going to do the same thing to subvert the will of the electorate because they couldn't beat Gray Davison last time with Bill Simon, and so now they took Simple Simon. Bill Simon couldn't do it, so they got Simple Simon, a.k.a. Arnold. One of the dumbest people on the face of the earth, one of the most dangerous people, because he doesn't even make a pretense of having any ideas. He's just, like Edgar Bergen would probably put his hand over his shoulder and say, hey, would you like to be my puppet? That's all he is. And the public just sits back, oh, that's way out there in California. We don't care about that. We care about the Marlins. Do you care about the Marlins?
No.
You couldn't give a flying rat's ass about the Marlins, okay? If they would have gone 71-91 and finished 20 games under 500, they wouldn't have had 15 people there last a month. All the games combined. So you can give me a big song and dance about how I don't have my thumb on it. I got my thumb on it right now, as a matter of fact. I can feel it.
Ew.
Oh. The pulse of South Florida I'm talking about, not that.
Put some pants on.
I have my underwears on. No, at first I have to find that. We don't have enough time left. Here's Sunrise. Hello. Sunrise, buenos dias. Speak to me.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Back in 2002, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers played the Oakland Raiders in the Super Bowl.
Good, I'm real happy for them, okay? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers that blew the biggest lead, one of the biggest leads in history, and got beat by the girls' team, Indianapolis, last night. I woke up this morning, I looking at the scores. I think when I went to bed, the score was 21-0 Tampa Bay. Is that right, Scott?
That is correct.
And they blew the game and they lost to Indianapolis, which is like a little girls' team. Man.
He gave up 3 touchdowns in 7-minute span.
All right.
Oh, brother. So I think all of us can put our hands together, kiss the radio, and say the same thing.
Tampa.
Right. Screw them. I realize we have a few people listening up there. We do like Burns Steakhouse and Donatello's. We like that. And we got a lot of people like the Tootie bars up there, the Mons Wiener and all of that stuff. But generally speaking,
Tampa.
Screw it. Bunch of yahoos, man, a nose-picking place. One of the worst. Tampa and its environs, Lutz and Temple Terrace and all those other nose-pickers. How come they got Crystal and they got Steak and Shake and all the good stuff, and we got Squat?
They got Sonic.
They even got Sonic. And South Florida's got Squat. That's because those are foods that you have to chew. You have to have teeth. In order to be popular in South Florida, you have to be able to gum it, because South Florida is geared to everybody 90+, like my mother. By the way, if anybody out there would like to sit with my mother...
Maybe my mother would like to sit.
No, there's another piece on...
Roy!
It's extremely severe, and it is all but miraculous that he's alive at this time.
Roy!
Yeah, especially after using that big black strap on.
I'm going to take that tiger to visit him in his room.
113. Maybe we can take old Norman Cash to see him. Okay, maybe you'd like to see another living tiger. It's that time of the year again. Oh, I don't think Norm Cash is alive. Didn't he die?
No, that was Johnny Cash.
No, Johnny Cash died, but I think also Storm and Norman may have died. What about Rocky Colavito and George Kell and all of those Goyam? Dollar Mattress wants to ask you this question. If one of these furniture and bedding stores doubles the price and then cuts it in half, is that any kind of a sale?
No!
Anybody knows that. It's a joke. Because nobody can come close to matching Dollar Mattress's everyday low prices. It's 365 days a year. No phony sales, no BS. Just everyday discount prices on the top brands in the world. All the mattresses you know and love and want to put your ass on. Sealy, Serta, Tempur-Pedic, Simmons, King Coil, Stearns & Foster Hewitt. All you do is make one easy call, 1-800-MATTRESS. No games when you do business with these folks. Just sit there on your ass and make that one call. No nonsense, no bait and swish, no house brands, no phony promises, and best of all, they give you the best service going in the world. When you call Dollar Mattress at 1-800-MATTRESS, you select the day and time for delivery, any 2-hour window, any day of the week, 7 days from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. And guess what? They'll actually show up when they tell you they will. You'll be sleeping like a baby the very first night. I've been putting my fat ass on a Dollar Mattress for years, and I'm still alive and doing pretty damn good. You ought to be doing the same. With low prices, same-day delivery, free setup and removal, it's easy to see why Dollar Mattress is ranked the best in the world by customer satisfaction. So please, don't get sucked in by those mattress showrooms or furniture store ads. They're not in the same ballpark, not in the same league with Dial Mattress. Call them today, just that one easy phone call, and they'll be there knocking on your door in no time at all. You'll be a happy camper. Say goodbye to your lumpy, worn-out old mattress and do yourself and your back a big favor. Call 1-800-MATTRESS, 1-800-MATTRES, or online, it's mattress.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Hi, I am not a Nazi.
All right.
Here comes a politician, no hair and a real big guts. After the Terminator, but can he kick his butt? In California, he knows he's creating quite a buzz. Even though he's Latino, speaks more English than Arnold does.
Stupid.
So good at acting and he doesn't lift big weights, but he sure knows all the issues in that California state.
Yes.
Just wait until the debates. Polls are coming out. The voting for Bustamante. You might think about voting for Bustamante. If you have some doubt, Bustamante is that grande. Just look at the crowd supporting for Bustamante. I'm infected. Voting for Bustamante. I'm infected. Voting for Bustamante. I'm infected.
119 at 560. Goldie Hawn, and I say amen, yes.
Sure.
She looks the same.
Right.
She looks pretty damn good. Now, who's she married to? Don't tell me. Kurt Russell.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, I got one right.
Oh!
About time. How many years since I got one right?
He's another one, now that you speak of it.
What?
He's another one.
Kurt Russell?
Yeah.
Yeah, he still looks like crap. Yeah, put him on there if you want. How about Jane Russell? She still got that big bra. She still got them big teats. I'm sure she's dead, though. She died.
Or something.
You think they put one of them big bras on when she died in the box? Maybe they just slid it into the side of the box. Just out of respect. Jane Russell.
Right.
She was the Teats Meow.
Howard
Mick
Hughes
Jagger,
had her.
now that he's 60, it says he's still ugly, according to Big Arnie, but if you think about it, yeah, you're right. Mick Jagger, because he looks the same. He never looked any different. Just they added a new wrinkle to his appearance, but he's pretty much the same. Gross. Mick Jagger, get it on there. Let's see, Rick and Plantation, thanks for the article, but there ain't no way I got time to read that right now. I'll peruse it. The Pentagon could inadvertently be providing terrorists with special equipment that would enable them to make biological weapons.
Oh my God.
According to a draft report from the GAO obtained by ABC News, that the GAO... According to the report, which is due to be released today, well, already was, and discussed in a hearing of the House Government Reform Subcommittee on National Security, Congress ordered the GAO, its investigative arm, to set up a phony company to see how easy it would be to buy surplus lab equipment from the Pentagon. Using fake names, investigators went to a website that sells Pentagon surplus and ordered items needed to produce bacteriological weapons, including evaporators, centrifuges, bacteriological incubators, and protective clothing. In its report, the GAO found that the Department of Defense has not attempted to determine who is buying excess biological equipment or how these items are being used even. This is a real danger, and it's something we've got to close, a loophole that we've got to close right now, said Darrell Kimball, Executive Director of the Arms Control Association, a nonprofit organization that advocates effective arms control policies. According to the study, there's no guarantee that some of the surplus material hasn't already fallen into the hands of people who want to use it for criminal or terrorist ends. The GAO also found that some buyers who had recently purchased used equipment from the Pentagon then resold it to countries where terrorists have operated, such as Malaysia, the Philippines, and Egypt. The Department of Defense hasn't been paying attention to this back door. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Norma. With a domestic market that can allow it now to be sold abroad, Kimball said. You ever have one of his pianos? One of them Kimball pianos?
No.
And the Pentagon's been selling the equipment at bargain prices. Some equipment that the Pentagon paid $46,000 for was sold to investors for $4,100. That could be a real bargain for potential terrorists, it says. The cheap, virtually unregulated availability of low-cost biological laboratory equipment poses a risk to national security. Government Reform Subcommittee Chairman Representative Chris Shays of Connecticut said Monday night, the Department of Defense should not be discount shopping outlet for would-be terrorists. How do you like that? $1 a holler. Here you go. Want some anthrax? No problem. Want some smallpox? There you go. A pox on them is what I say. Another disturbing aspect of the report was that the GA was able to buy surplus items that, according to Pentagon policy, are not supposed to be sold to the public, such as protective suits. Some of the suits that the GA was able to buy were of a type that had been determined to be defective, and according to the report, some of these defective protective suits have been issued to local and state law enforcement agencies. That sounds reassuring. Jesus K. Christ, man. Wow. That's enough to piss off the Pope if he was alert enough to understand what they were talking about, which I don't think he is. Pope's on the way out, by the way. That's good news. I mean, see, you're dancing on poor what's-his-name's grave.
Roy!
I'll dance on the Pope's grave, too, believe me.
We could do a duet.
Because I can't imagine that they could get anybody more right-wing, more Farbischen, more Stone Age Neanderthal than this freaking old Polak. My God.
You never know. They might surprise you.
No, you're right. You're right. Probably bring in a guy with like a little mustache.
Just remember, he's the one that appointed most of these cardinals.
Yeah, Stan Musial. Host off the air for 2 weeks. Station suspends 2 for Metco remarks. See, I would tell you like one of today's Cardinals, but I don't know. Who's the guy that won the National League batting title by a millionth of a point? That hit all those home runs? See, he didn't know anything. Scott?
Huh?
National League batting champion this year, St. Louis Cardinals, that Julio. What's
Albert
his name?
Pujols.
Pujols. Oh, no wonder you couldn't say it. I don't blame you. Pujols. What kind of a name is that? Spick. Faced with searing criticism from parents and political officials, WEEI in Boston yesterday. Remember we talked about this, I did a couple days ago?
Yes.
Suspended prominent radio host John Dennis and Jerry Callahan for 2 weeks for comparing an escaped gorilla to a Metco student waiting for a bus. The suspensions were announced on the same day that one of the station's advertisers, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Massachusetts, announced it would pull $27,000 in advertising from the station and donate the money to Metco, the voluntary desegregation program that places Boston children in suburban schools. The 2-week suspension significantly increased the previous punishments of the host. Dennis had been given a 2-day suspension, and Callahan, who originally was not thought to be involved in the remarks, faced no punishment at all, but not no mo. The radio station called the remarks insensitive and inappropriate and said in a statement yesterday that hopes Metco students and parents will begin to heal. I thought you only said that like the dogs. They'll begin to heal. No, I didn't say gorillas, I said dogs. The 2 unpaid suspensions take effect immediately, if not sooner, it says. Both Dennis and Callahan have offered their sincerest regrets for the remarks that volunteered to work with Metco officials and students to create a constructive, positive bond between the station and Metco school students and parents, WEEI officials wrote. As the criticism mounted over the weekend, Blue Cross Blue Shield decided to stop supporting the station with advertising, said Peter Mead, the health provider's executive vice president. You ought to be thinking about that before you start getting Gary Sarner pissed off again, Mr. Hotshot. Mr. I want my damn money back connection right now.
Things that I'm paying for. I'm nothing.
Is he starting up again, Scott?
No.
By the way, who's got the hockey tickets, him or me?
No one yet.
Is he starting up again, Scott?
Yes.
Now Scott's got some hockey tickets. See how easy it is?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I noticed when he came in there the first time, he had like that little sign that will work for any kind of freebies, especially hockey tickets. And he's a big hockey fan. He's a big Ranger guy. You know, he knows all the Rangers. He knows Manny Malhotra. What team did they get rid of him to, by the way? They screwed him up.
They brought him up too long, but Blackburn's the real deal.
No, they brought him up too soon, too. The kid was like 5 years old. They made him, you're the goalie now, okay?
Richter
We're
retired.
just going to strap you in there and let him shoot all the pucks at your head.
Richter retired.
Yeah, I know that.
And so will Burre.
What does that have to do with that? He does look pretty good, though, I'll tell you that. Or no, I'm not thinking him. Who's that, Rick, the other goalie that the Bruins have? Rick DiPietro. Who's he playing for now?
That would be
Islanders.
The Islanders. Oh, speaking of Islanders, Alexei Yashin goes out with Carol Alt now.
Be very suspicious of hockey players and the women they date, like Anna's Kornaholia, okay?
What are you trying to say?
Who supposedly was doing Sergei Fedorov's nose, and then she was supposedly doing Pavel's beret, and who else was she? I mean, everybody.
Enrique.
Weren't they all living together?
Oh, yeah, and Enrique. Oh, yeah, Enrique. She was doing Enrique with Enrique. Anybody believe that crap? Anna Kornaholia? Like, good. My gaydar goes off every time I see her picture, man, and all you guys, I know you, that's good, because the lesbian thing is in now, man.
It's even better.
The lesbian thing is in. And guess what? You're never going to meet her, you're never going to touch her, you're never going to sniff it.
I know.
I'll tell you who you can meet, Tom Lehman and Joe Prieto. They're probably not as lovely, and I'm sure they don't have tree trunk legs.
I met Tom.
Do you know Tom Lehman?
He was in the Popeyes box at the Marlins game.
Really?
Hell of a guy. Spoke very highly of you. I was suspicious.
Tom Lehman loves me. They love this show. They love me. They might even like you, but I doubt it. Not that I met you. This is not to be confused with Tom Lehman, the harness driver from Pompano Park. Anyway, the 2003 Neil Rogers blowout sale continues at Hallett Pontiac GMC. Go in there and talk to Tom. He'll tell you what an ugly bastard Scott is. Here's Neil deal number 1, waiting for you at Hallett right now. You can save yourself up to $7,000 with the highest rebates of the year. Plus, get deep, deep down into your pantaloonies discounts on all remaining 2003 models, including the Yukon and the Envoy XL. Neil deal number 2, get yourself 0% financing for up to 5 long, amazing years. And listen to this. At Hallett right this second, you can lease a fully loaded 2004 Grand Prix GT for just $259 a month for 36 months with 12,000 miles a year, and you pay only $2,500 out of pocket. It's almost like getting it for nothing. And of course, Hallett's also got a great selection of certified, dependable pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. And as I tell you, every single day of my life, Monday through Friday, if you've been turned down for credit before and you're a little bit nervous, a little shaky about going over to a car dealership because you're afraid they're going to shake you down and check your credit out inside and out, even if you knew Scott Jr., credit is almost never a problem when you car shop or a truck shop or just shop at Hallett Pontiac. It's the 2003 blowout sale going on right now at Hallett Pontiac GMC at 13401 South Dixie Highway, where they're legendary on US 1 right across from the falls. Open every day, 7 days a week. If you want more info on these spectacular, unbeatable, amazing Neil deals, just call the Neil Deal hotline at 1-888-534-4211. That's 1-888-534-4211. Don't forget, all these Neil deals subject to credit approval. See our good close personal friends at Hallett for details. Hallett Pontiac GMC. Even Scott Jr. agrees they are professional grade.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Come on, baby. Come play with these titties.
Okay.
Whenever I eat a meal, I can't stop thinking about disgusting things. I think about pus, phlegm, vomit. I don't know why. When I have lunch, I try hard not to think of them. I don't want to think about these things, far from it. I wish I could stop. I also think about human waste, urine, feces, and poop. It's disgusting. I can't get through a meal. It bothers me day and night. I don't know what I'm going to do. They always come to mind when I am eating soup. I think I must be crazy. I've always been crazy, I know that.
Guarantee he saw Train Spotting. Make no mistake about that. Here's one, a chronic fan. Well, we got a whole bunch of stuff, including that article, and thanks to Rick and Plantation, I'm going to read that. That's one of the best articles in history. Did you read it?
I cruised it.
From the American Soldier,
Perused it.
From Tim Predmore. Anyway, I'll get to that in a second. Now, listen, I haven't read this yet. Your position on the National Do Not Call list surprises me. I've been associated with businesses in the past. I've seen the types of people who are employed in the telemarketing business. They're usually the lowest of the low. A typical profile might be a 400-pound man whose only talent is he can still speak and push buttons. Many are old, handicapped, and unemployable. Others are college students, stay-at-home moms, people with bad hygiene, basically poor people just trying to get through life. I don't know how many people are employed this way, but I imagine it must be in the tens of thousands, probably more. There's a solution to dinner interruption. It's called an answering machine. Until remove the beggars from the streets, can we please leave this group of poor schleppers alone? Chronic fan. The answer is no. Leave me alone. Give me some peace and quiet. It's like the solicitors who come knocking on your door, the Jehovah's Witnesses, the Mormons, everybody else. Your home is your castle, baby, and your phone is part of it.
F&A.
Schwartz, or FAO Schwartz. Oh, here Jane Russell is still alive! Oh! They hit her with 5 shots and she's still alive, just like Don Corleone. You ready for that? She was born June 21st, 1921 in Bemidji, Minnesota. So that makes her 82, right?
Okay.
82. Well, that's not so old.
Howard Hughes
especially
had
by
her.
South Florida standard. What?
Howard Hughes had her.
Did he? Was that? I guess
Many
that was
times.
before he got that the germ fetish. He also had syphilis. I told you that. How about Jacqueline Smith from Charlie's Angels? That's Jaclyn. Absolutely. Right?
Sure. I want to give you a kiss.
Absolutely. Well, both of those. How about Suzanne Summers? That bitch. From Three's Company with her phony ripped off from Dr. Atkins' dime. Sure, put her on there. She looks pretty good. A lot of makeup, a lot of work has been done on that bitch. P.S. Javier from Kendall. Boy, Javier, the only other Javier that I knew some ball players named Javier, was the kid from Godfather's Pizza a long, long time ago, many years ago.
About 30, man.
Almost. Down here in Kendall on Sunset. Boy, oh boy, was he something else. Man. Food was good, too. I would have much rather had him for lunch. P.S. If the Marlins win 1 million more games, I still won't go to the stadium, says Javier from Kendall. At least who's honest, okay? Nice going, Javier. Don't be one of them phonies. Anyway, listen to this carefully. Good. Thanks again, Rick and Plantation. This is Tim Predmore wrote this article. He's on active duty with the 101st Airborne Division near Mosul, Iraq. A version of this essay appeared in the Peoria, Illinois Star-Journal. He says, for the last 6 months, I've participated in what I believe to be the greatest modern lie, Operation Iraqi Freedom. After the horrific events of 9/11/2001 and throughout the battle in Afghanistan, the groundwork was being laid for the invasion of Iraq. Shy and awe was the term used to describe the display of power to the world was to view on the start of the Operation Iraqi Freedom. It was to be a dramatic show of strength and advanced technology from within the arsenals of the American and British militaries. As a soldier preparing to take part in the invasion of Iraq, the words shock and awe rang deep within my psyche. Even as we prepared to depart, it seemed that these two great superpowers were about to break the very rules they demanded that others obey. Without the consent of the United Nations and ignoring the pleas of their own citizens, the United States and Britain invaded Iraq. Shock and awe? Yes, the words correctly describe the emotional impact I felt as we embarked on an act not just of justice but of hypocrisy. From the moment the first shot was fired in the so-called War of Liberation and Freedom, hypocrisy reigned. After the broadcasting of recorded images of captured and dead U.S. soldiers over Arab TV, American and British leaders vowed revenge while verbally assaulting the networks for displaying such vivid images. Yet within hours of the deaths of Saddam Hussein's 2 sons, the U.S. released horrific photographs of the 2 dead brothers for the world to view. Again, a do as we say and not as we do scenario. We've been told that our purpose here as soldiers serving in Iraq is to help the people by providing them the necessary assistance militarily as well as in humanitarian efforts. Then tell me where the humanity was in the recent Stars and Stripes account of 2 children taken to a U.S. military camp by their mother in search of medical care. The children had been unknowingly playing with the explosive ordnance they'd found and as a result were severely burned. The account tells how they, after an hour-long wait, were denied care by 2 U.S. military doctors. A soldier described the incident as one of many atrocities he had witnessed on the part of the U.S. military. Thankfully, I haven't been a personal witness to any of the atrocities, unless, of course, you consider, as I do, this war to be the ultimate atrocity. So then, what is our purpose here? Was this invasion because of weapons of mass destruction, as we've often heard? If so, where are they? Did we invade to dispose of a leader and his regime because they were closely associated with Osama bin Laden? If so, where's the proof? Or is it that our incursion is a result of our own economic advantage? Iraq's oil can be refined at the lowest cost of any in the world. Coincidence? To me, at least, this looks like a modern-day crusade, not to free an oppressed people or rid the world of a demonic dictator, relentless in pursuit of conquest and domination, but a crusade to control another nation's natural resource. There is only one truth, and it's that Americans are dying. There are 10 to 14 attacks on our servicemen and women daily in Iraq, and it would appear that there is no end in sight. I once believed that I served for a cause to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. Now I no longer believe that. I've lost my conviction as well as my determination. I can no longer justify my service for what I believe to be half-truths and bold lies. With age comes wisdom, and at 36 years old, I'm no longer so blindly led as to believe without question. From my arrival at Fort Campbell, Kentucky last November, talk of deployment was heard, and as the talk turned to actual preparation, my heart sank and my doubts grew. My doubts have never faded. Instead, my resolve and commitment have. My time is almost done, as well as that of many others with whom I serve. We've all faced death in Iraq without reason or justification. How many more must die? How many more tears must be shed before Americans awake and demand the return of the men and women whose job it is to protect them rather than their leaders' interest? What a great article written by Tim Predmore, 101st Airborne Division. But see, America can't be worried about that because today we're busy installing Arnold, one of the dumbest people in the history of show business, as governor of California. A man who doesn't have limited qualifications, a man who has no qualifications to be the governor of anything. He's not qualified to be the mayor of Canandaigua, New York. He's not qualified to be the dog catcher of Kissimmee, Florida, of anything. Arnold is going to be the governor of California. Because generally speaking, Americans are morons. Morons.
Absolutely.
who haven't got a freaking clue of anything in the world, haven't got any idea where any of these places are on the map. And like he says, American kids are dying each and every day, including 3 more last night. Anybody talking about it?
No.
No, because they just become immune to it. Just like the 50,000 kids they brought back after lies put us into Vietnam. 50,000 kids in body bags. Oops.
My bad.
Yeah. No, LBJ never even said his bad. Piece of crap. But the good news about LBJ is he's dead. Oh! Let's hear it. He's rotting. The worms are having a good time with whatever's left. It ain't much. 19 till 2 at 560 WQM. Attention horse racing fans. Pompano Park kicks off its 40th anniversary season this Friday, October 10th.
All right.
The track will feature top-class nighttime horse racing and high-stakes poker. New post time, 7:05 p.m. for the first race, and the poker room will be open from noon till midnight every live racing day at Pompano. Pompano Park is also open 7 days a night and nights a week, featuring the best in harness, thoroughbred, and highlight action from all across North America for you to watch and plunge your guts on. And don't forget, general parking and admission are always free at Pompano Park. That's the most favoritist word in South Florida, free. New this season is a 20% increase in purses, a nightly giveaway of a $400 betting voucher, and a revamped free Power Play Rewards program that gives you points for either betting the horses or playing poker that you can redeem for special gifts and betting vouchers. This opening night, Friday, October 10, the first 500 fans age 18 and older will get a free $2 pick four wager. Special dollar night for beer, sodas, hot dogs, and lots more. Plus, it's family fun night Friday with free mini horse rides and face painting, a live radio broadcast, and free drawings to get into a money machine with $1,000 inside, or to win Sea Escape dinners and cruise tickets. You can also root for the Marlins and watch the games Friday and Saturday in any of over 1,000 TV sets all over the track at Pompano Park. Don't forget, opening night this Friday, October 10, plunge your guts out. Pompano Park, a block south of Atlantic Boulevard on Powerline Road. For more information for the new racing schedule or the simulcasting schedule on the web, it's pompanopark.com, or call them at 954-972-2000.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
If you cannot find Osama bomber rack, if the markets are a drama bomber rack, if the terrorists are frisky, Pakistan is looking shifty, North Korea is too risky, bomber rack. If we have no allies with us, bomber rack. If we think that someone's dissed bomber rack. So to hell with the inspections, let's look tough for the elections. Close your mind and take directions, bomber rack. Fall in line and follow orders, bomber rack.
That's one muy unlucky.
For our might exceeds our borders, bomber rack. Disagree, we'll call it treason. Let's make war, not love the season, even if we have no reason, bomber rack.
147, 13 till 2. The Mad Dog coming up at 2 o'clock. He's got tons and tons of Marlin tickets to give away today. Hank from Shula's at 4. And then we got all that Marlin and Cub activity, the NCLS, NLC, however that goes. 7 o'clock is the first pre game, the foreplay. 7:45 Marlins on deck at 8:20 the first pitch. And Eddie K to analyze after the game and second guess how whoever blew it. He'll do it. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. I'd like some Marlin tickets, please.
How many you want?
2.
Okay, hang on. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Neil,
Yes, sir.
one for the list. I don't know if you're old enough, but I'm 65. She was a model. She was a model or something. Her name was Cheryl Tiggs.
Cheryl Tiggs, sure.
You should see her today. Triple hot.
I'll be damned.
Triple hot.
T-I-E-G-S, right? Tiggs.
She was a hot poster girl.
Cheryl Tiggs.
In the 60s and the 70s, she came in with Larry King and Paul Horning to the bonfire. In the 60s, she was
God.
Wow.
Can you believe this?
Oh,
she
yeah.
came in, and Larry King was not 50, loan me $10. I'll give you a check. Loan me $10, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you a check.
Well, that's inflation. You know how that works.
Meanwhile, I had to take it inside to get it okayed. And they all bounced.
I'll be damned.
$10 checks. I was parking cars here at the bonfire.
At least it was
radio.
consistent anyway.
Yeah, but she was hot. She's double hot now.
We got it down. Triple hot. Okay, thanks a lot, Pally. Say goodbye. Cheryl Tiggs got it. T-I-E-G-S. You know who that
Quadruple
is.
hot, sure.
She's quintuplet hot. Here's a call from Davey. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
How are you? How about Heather Locklear?
Oh, good one.
How old is she?
About 30.
About 90. No, she's not 30. Get out of here. She's
pretty old.
getting
Billy
up there.
Joel, Billy Joel was
She still
good
looks pretty
for a
good. You're
while.
right.
She's about the same age as Catherine Zeta-Jones, so she
No,
doesn't
she is
qualify.
not. Get out of here. You're crazy.
All right.
Hey, how about the Marlin tickets there, Neil?
Sure, hang on. Let's see. Heather Locklear. One moment, please. See, the problem on the internet when you do a search, is that 90% of it, what you get, 95% of what
crap.
you get back,
is crap.
No, it's not crap, but they're trying to peddle you products. They're
Yeah.
trying to sell you their movies or sell you books about,
Sure.
Here's one that just says Heather Locklear. That's what I want. In-depth coverage. No, this is not what I want. This is about Uptown Girls. I don't want that. Get out of here. Piece of crap. Okay, maybe I clicked the wrong one. Oh, no, I see up above it. Where's one that just says Heather Locklear?
I don't know.
The site. Here it is. The unofficial Heather Locklear website. Now, shouldn't that give me some info?
You'd think.
I want some more info. Sorry, but the page you're finding is not there. Plus, I'm getting a million pop-up ads from this crap now. Jesus. I think I hit the mother load. Let's see. Heather Locklear. She's older than you. What are you talking about?
Telling you.
Here's one that they're peddling you videos. Here's another one that just says Heather Locklear, okay? Oh, there she is. Well, that's an old picture for crying out loud. Born? Okay, now how old are you saying she is?
I don't know, 40.
Boy, you're bad, man. She was born September 25th, 1961. That makes her 40 and 2.
Yeah, okay.
42, and you're saying she's...
About 30, man.
That was a joke.
What?
Mr. Taking it seriously.
Well, that's what I was trying to tell you. No, and you're sticking with it. You know, you're stuck with it.
Jones is like 40.
You're sticking her. You'd like to stick her.
Yeah.
Guarantee you.
She ain't but a couple years older than Catherine, if at all.
Oh, see, and now you're going to make me look that up. And then we'll have to put that bitch back on there.
Isn't that the whole point?
What? Is to make me look it up? Kill some good time. You're right. I like that idea. Oh, I don't want to look. You look it up. Have Scott do it. He ain't doing anything else.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, nothing.
Here's a pig report in Hollywood. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil? I got
I
got a pig report and I got someone for your list. The pig report is you got a motorcycle cop on Taft Street hanging out under Fred Hunter's, nailing people, just stepping out in front of cars, pulling them over.
Yeah, if
So
you're
heads up
speeding
in
there,
Hollywood.
you're dead. Right.
The person for the list is Victoria Principal.
That's a good one.
And
Georgia's going to say she just turned 28, you know.
Catherine Zeta was born in 69.
So that makes her 34. See, so she didn't belong on there. She's not old enough.
Can I get the tickets, Neil?
Sure, hang on. What?
Nothing, the tickets.
We don't have any Marlin tickets. What is... Mad Dog's got all the tickets. He'll be on at 2 o'clock. If you want tickets, just hang on. I don't have any tickets. It's not a sports show, okay? I'm not one of them jock sniffers. I'm not one of them people that wants Pudge Rodriguez's Pud or whatever the hell he's peddling.
Sports!
Yeah, I know he does. That's the only reason Muff goes to the games. He wants to sniff Pudge's jockstrap.
Sports!
Wants to sniff his Pudge. 152, and maybe that's Clarence I'm confusing him with. I'm not really sure which of them. You know, Clarence that's into interior defecating. Hey, if you guys out there, if you got a head that looks like what I just got through saying, if you got a big, bad, ugly, bald spot, it makes you look old. Now, some of us, we are old, so who the hell cares? But if you guys would want to look younger and better than you have in a long time, maybe you're not getting too much action. One of the reasons is you don't have no hair. Trust me when I tell you, the Charles Alfieri Natural Hairline System is the best thing going. I see all these fakers come out. They've got these mousy-looking pieces. They got these miracle pills that do nothing but make your wallet a lot lighter. And then they've got these holes in the head that make the blood drip all over your chin. Forget about it. Get the Natural Hairline System from Chuck Alfieri. It's affordable, and it's the best-looking piece in the world because it looks real. It looks like it's real hair, yours, growing right out of your scalp, as opposed to those barnyard animals doing a Kazatsky on your forehead. And you have nothing to lose but your shiny bald spot because everybody gets Charlie's 30-day guarantee. After 30 days, if you don't love the way... How many days?
About 30, man.
If you don't love the way it looks and feels and smells, if you're not getting action like round the clock, that's with an L, Charlie will give you a full refund, no questions asked. And if you mention my name, you get a $200 Neil Rogers discount, too. So like I said, say goodbye to your bald spot and look better and younger than you ever dreamed. They'll give you a free consultation and show you just how great they can make you look. No obligation. Call toll-free today and get your hair back from Chuck. 1-800-321-2413. That's 1-800-321-2413, or log on to their website. It's charlesalfieri.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. WQAM.
The autopsy was done, so I can tell now. When the mortician lifted up my skirt, he said, hanging down like a cow, like a cow, like a cow.
Can't believe the language I hear on TV. Every other word is an obscenity. It used to be the cable was a whole lot worse, but now the networks let their actors curse. There's no end in sight to this insanity. All the dialogue contains profanity. Swearing like a sailor on a 3-day pass. Words a whole lot worse than ass.
Rectum.
F-bomb, F-bomb. How long will it be before they drop the F-bomb on network TV? F-bomb, F-bomb. There's no telling when they'll drop one on the UPM.
I just love that. 157 at 560 WQM 158. Look at that, the way time is just flying, it's escaping us. Thanks, by the way, to our close personal friend who just faxed us that stuff, which you faxed to me. Thank you.
Yes.
Which we can't talk about,
No.
but we appreciate it. We appreciate it so much.
Never even seen that before, have you?
Yes.
Okay.
Once in a while, people will fax that stuff in. Anyway, we can't talk about it because it's very confidential. Phoebe Cates and Anne Margaret. There's two more for your list. Got them?
Okay.
Over the years, which celebrity do you think is age? Now, let's get these phones all lit up for the Mad Dog, because he's got, how many has he got? Pair of tickets?
About 30, man.
For the big game Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at PP Park, if it's necessary to play that many. Oh, now wait a minute. This is still a best of 5, or they play 7 now? 7. Right?
Yes.
7?
Best of 7.
Oh my God! See, I don't even pay any attention no more because I don't care about baseball. But I'll be paying attention this year. You better bet your life on it. Bet Scott's life on it.
How much?
Over the years, which celebrity do you think has aged the best? Raquel Welch is pulling away from the pack. She looks pretty damn good. 52. Sophia Loren, 43. Don't forget to remind me tomorrow. Smallville's on tomorrow night, the second week.
Don't forget Smallville.
Yeah. Barbara Eden, 33. She looks damn good.
Damn.
Dick Clark, 24, although it finally caught up to him. We're playing. What's the name of the new book by Michael Moore again? Oh, Christ.
No, that's not it.
I'll find it. Sean Connery, 15. Goldie Hawn and John Stamos and Johnny Depp and Morgan Fairchild have 12 apiece. Fran Drescher and Brad Pitt, the nanny and Brad each have 11. Jane Seymour, 8. Tina Turner's got 7. Madonna, Kathy Ireland, Dolly Parton with 7. Jacqueline Smith, 6. Susan Coochie, she's the Lucci, she got 4. She's crap. Cher's got 4. Kim Basinger's got 4. Harrison Ford's got 4. And after that, it's teeny tiny taters. Mad Dog, wild stuff coming up next, including tons and tons of Marlin tickets, maybe.
Bye. The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
There was a lot of speculation. Right out of my ass.